What is there? This is like our flagship starting point of the podcasting format.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think people are able to hear us and see us on about 5 different platforms tonight.
Okay. No
Yeah.
pressure there.
No pressure, D. No pressure. But we got, I think we're on Facebook. We're on Mixcloud. We're on Twitch.
Okay.
We are on Mixcloud, Twitch,
YouTube?
Facebook, YouTube. Yeah.
Got it.
So we're on 4 tonight. And the reason we're going to be able to get away with that is because we actually are not doing music. So,
Oh, perfect.
yeah, so we can...
So we're trending in our own little world now.
Yeah, now we're just acting
Nice.
like we're talking to people and hoping we are. Welcome to the world of streaming.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, and if you look around in this room, kind of tell them what you're seeing in this room right now.
Okay, so first of all, Clint, big shout out to him. He's the one that literally built this, and it's quite fantastic, actually. His wife got him that sign. We don't know where she got it, but it's awesome.
It is pretty cool.
The exit sign is a lie. Just want to let you guys know that is not. You don't go through the wall to get out of the studio.
Unless you, what was that? The Kool-Aid Man?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shh, don't say Kool-Aid. He'll come crash into
he'll
it.
come.
We got 2-inch shag carpet in here. That honestly, if I smoked a joint, I would just be doing carpet angels.
Yeah, I could sleep in here on the floor. and
Dude,
be
it's so comfortable. You
completely
guys have
fine.
no idea.
It's amazing for the sound dampening as well. It feels great. It feels
Yeah.
great on your feet.
It's good times.
So to kick this off and get this going, I'd really like to just kind of introduce ourselves. My name is Nathan Cresswell, DJ Sewell. You can check me on the Facebooks and all the other social media.
Absolutely.
And this guy to my left.
What's up? I'm actually Markham Thomas, also known as Detroit Diesel, or Detroit to my close friends. Actually, Detroit to pretty much everybody, because we both have been club DJs. I know I did it for 23 years. I don't know how long.
I'm working on 11 or 12
Okay.
right now.
So,
Yeah, I've done, personally, as far as this career has gone, I've DJ'd about everything except a quinceañera or a bar mitzvah.
okay. Now I haven't done a quinceañera either, but I have done a quinceañera. I haven't done a bar mitzvah. So,
Why did we go live? We just got asked that. I thought we were starting at 6.
who said that?
Clint.
What? Okay, then maybe we shouldn't go live then.
It's okay.
Just joking.
Just joking. We're still here. Yeah, no, Clint's inside handling some paperwork for his personal life in his house. What's going on is, so you started 20-something years ago.
Yeah, I started when I was 17 years old. So from 1997 to 2007, that's 10 years. And 2017, that's another 10 years. And yeah, 2020.
And in the Northwest, or where were you?
When I first started, yeah, actually. I mean, I DJ'd a little bit back in Traverse City, Michigan, where I was born before our family moved down to Detroit, hence the name. But I was just barely learning. I mean, back then there was no MP3s, there was no Facebook. I'm basically older than Google, so that's the god honest truth. So we had to go to a record store. So I mean, it was like I would work all week just to buy maybe 1 or 2 records, because records were really expensive even back then. They're like, you might get lucky and get a $6 record, but most of them were anywhere from $10 to $12. So you would pretty much go to the record store and drop a bill real easily. So
Yeah, that's not a lot of music for $100.
it's
You're only
not,
gonna make it like,
and there wasn't a lot of compilations as well. So sometimes you buy one record and there's only 2 songs on it.
so you get like half an hour for $100, maybe, if you're lucky.
Maybe.
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 You were pushing it. You were hoping for that 20-minute mark.
Yeah.
Dang,
So, and then, yeah, you spent all afternoon. But anyways, to finish your question, yeah, so started in Michigan, came out here, started actually working for a drum and bass group called Urban Assassins. I was pretty much their roadie, and that allowed me to get table time because I didn't have my own turntable. So I would get on a bus for about a 30-minute bus ride, walk 2 miles,
Whoa.
with my record case just to go to the house and practice. And those guys were really strict. They're like, you can play on here as long as possible, but as soon as you train wreck, you're done. And then you got to wait for the rest of us because we would rotate. So sometimes I would be on there literally maybe 2-3 minutes, and I train wreck, and I'd have to wait another half an hour, 45 minutes before I can get back on. So that's how I learned. And drum and bass is really, really difficult. So
That's a name I haven't heard for in a while.
Urban Assassins.
Yeah.
By the way, that voice that you're hearing floating, it is not a ghost. This is it's actually our boy Cryptic.
Yeah, he's in our control area
What's
right
up?
now. And yeah, so you were discussing train wrecking. So
Yeah.
what is that?
Okay. So obviously the whole point of a DJ is to take one record or one song, one track and another track and blend them together in such a way that it sounds like either one continuous detecting song, or and we're just gonna go with techno because it's a lot easier to explain than hip hop, because hip hop there's so many more techniques that you have to do with hip hop. It's actually harder to me. It's always been harder because you got a lot of less time. When you're doing techno, you can blend for 2-3 minutes. You can make a 7-10 minute 13-minute song easy. So what you're supposed to do is combine these two songs together to make them sound like one song. And when you don't get those beats perfectly in tune with each other, which is a BPM, beats per minute, each song has it. So let's say one record is 125, the other one is 125, that's 125 beats per minute. You want to make sure that they're both spinning at the same speed, and then you blend them together with the highs, the lows, and the high tones, mid tones, and low tones.
Yeah, I from what way I understand it.
Okay,
because-
you're always better at this than I am. I go sometimes I go way too
no,
upset.
no.
That's called the sync button these days.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, or
Yeah,
quantizing.
Yeah, no. From way so correct me if I'm wrong in this. I wanted to ask you this question because
Okay.
Detroit has done a lot more house DJing than I have. I basically have just made drunk girls dance. That's pretty much.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean that's been my skill and ability for a very long time. So whatever was popular, whatever were the main hits, and they weren't always house. So my question is, so within house though, there's a lot more frequency bending, correct? Like if you were messing, like how you were saying the high and low tones,
Right.
There's a lot more way on the EQ to blend a song together,
Correct.
as well. So
and you got a lot more time to it. You're not rushed to do it.
yeah, you're like a measure of a house song is 32 beats in our language, and roughly that's about 4 measures, I believe. If we
Yeah, because 32. No.
Is that 4 measures?
No, because 32
2
divided by
measures?
8, because a measure is 8 counts.
So
No, it's 4
4
counts.
measures.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so 4 measures, where hip hop's 2 measures, typically.
Yes.
It's 16 beats. So with all that information, Detroit had to go in there and not make that happen in the first experience
Yeah.
of his life.
Over and over and over and over again. And then that's just playing in a living room. That's not taking in the factor of playing in front of other people. So that didn't even start until 2000, when I played my first gig. It was at the Paris Theater in downtown Portland. Hugo, a.k.a. Senior Frog, was throwing it. And I did, by that time I had graduated to Hard House, so I was doing that. And it wasn't that good. I did not do so well. Thankfully, there were some really cool kids that just were thrilled to be there. So, but I was just happy and thrilled to get through it, and just kind of, what do you call it? Pop my cherry, break some eggs.
Yeah. I mean,
Couple dozen.
that's a little bit more colorful way of saying beginning
Oh, well, I
your
am a man
career,
of color,
but-
so I guess that works.
Yeah, that works out. I think, yeah, I'm not even going to touch that
No,
last thing, dude.
you
I'm
can't.
not going that way.
No.
Yeah, so myself,
hot in here.
I said 11, 12 years I've had in doing this career. Prior to that, I was 11 years in radio broadcasting. And
So in reality, he was a real disc jockey.
sort of.
Or were you? I don't really know. You've never actually discussed that. So
No, I was on air for. It's hard to consider what is the real part of it. So excuse me, I did it all through college, So I was live and on the air during college radio,
Right.
And then professionally for only like 2.5 years, I was doing nights and weekends for a couple rock stations, and it was all voice tracks. So by the time I hit that industry, though, the disc jockey term wasn't used as much. You were considered an on-air talent.
Right.
That's they changed that, which I actually, in hindsight, I'm kind of glad that definition was decided, because DJ has become such just a large, like,
Oh, yeah.
generalization of
Player of music.
yeah. And so from there, I went to college. I started in, actually, my first time on a microphone, I used to go down to the Little League Park in 5th grade or 4th grade, something. It was super early in elementary, and I would ask the parents that were doing the Little League games, announcing, if I could just take over. And
Really?
so, yeah, I was doing.
that's cool.
Yeah, I was pedaling a few miles over to the baseball diamond, and I would stand there, figure out which parents were going up to the press box in the little town I lived in of Elko, Spring Creek, Nevada.
So
And-
you're your own little hometown's Harry Carey.
yeah. And I was always like, I MC. Like, this is weird. All the way through elementary. So there's a thing in Elko called cowboy poetry. Like, this is how, yeah, this is where I came
Do
from,
tell.
bro. Yeah, this is where I came from.
Okay.
And it's a big deal. It's like cowboys writing poems to their cows. It's really weird. But it's a thing, and people travel and go to this little town for this thing. And we would have these assemblies. We would have guests from all over the place come in and do their poems. And I emceed all these. I emceed, like, all my assemblies in elementary school because I wanted to do that. And so I did that. I tried bands. I went through high school. I was in drama. And eventually, by my senior year, I was on the radio station with the country radio station in town running our high school radio show. And then from there, I went to college. I went to Dixie down in southern Utah. Did a couple years there. I actually ended up being, like, I was the punk rock guy down there. I did those shows, and then I moved up to Weber State, and I continued that on with their station. And eventually, I interned with Clear Channel, and I worked with them, and I eventually became promotions marketing guy for the Utah Jazz, and then I got laid off.
And then that's just radio. That's not even his DJing career.
That's radio. And then after that, I moved to Hawaii, and I had dabbled with this and met various people in college that were more into hip hop and things, because where I came from, hip hop just wasn't urban. I was raised rural. I hate that word. Rural.
Dude, it's such a hard
hate
word.
that word.
Just like
Hate it.
rivalry.
Hate it.
Ugh.
And so I did all that, and then due to the first downfall of our economy,
So that'd be 2008, yes?
yeah.
Yes.
So about 2008 was about when the true journey of this began. And I actually went to Hawaii, landed, took a while. I was there a year, but I did eventually get in with a company called La Image, and they did weddings and had a couple beach bars. And I had a sensei, basically, of DJing. Every Wednesday night, you had to go in and do exactly what you were talking about. You had to get the beat matches down, or else you didn't become the lead DJ. You were always just the setup guy.
Right.
And so every Wednesday night, went through those drills with all those DJs. And then eventually life got weird on the island. You know, you're working to live. And then you come back, and the word is trash. Oh, yeah. The word rural is absolutely horrible.
Rural.
I have no clue where we got that.
Rubber.
So all my experience in Hawaii was amazing. I did a lot of really expensive gigs and a lot of cool things out there. But it all came to an end, and I came back to Utah, and I tried to get back into radio and realized the money had fallen out completely.
Bottom
of that
dropped out.
industry. It just was done. And I had friends in the clubs, and I had friends doing this, and I had another great sensei, DJ Che, took me under his wing and took me up to the next level of mixing.
Okay.
And then I started gigging off him, and eventually I was actually voted into the City Rag out there, the City Weekly, the Club Rag. I got into the top 10 competition out there. I didn't make it to the top of that, but
Right.
I had a bad show on that one. I'll be honest.
So you're a bad show compared to my bad show.
Yeah, it was a bad showing on that. But I did get voted there, and that was pretty cool within that city. And then due to things changing in my life, I moved out to the Northwest, and that's where we start to connect.
Right. Yeah. So to bring myself up to speed, to 2000, after that, 2003, I started my own night called, I think it was called Elevation. Oh, no, it was called Menage a Trois, because it was it was a club called the Greek with 3 floors. So we were on the 3rd floor, the Minoan room, and we did like the whole like cool like sheets and candles and all this stuff, and it was cool like down tempo house, because there was really no place really that was doing house because the other clubs have closed, like 1201 and the Red Door and B Complex. So I did that, and then I brought in my brother Shug, because my original partner quit, and so I just started taking it over. I brought him in, and we pretty much ruled the city from 2000 to 2006, probably 6. And during that time, I kind of knew something. It's like one of those things, like nothing good always never lasts. So I ended up at the height of my career as a club DJ, kind of just dropped everything and left for maritime school. And I was there for 3 years, or 2.5 years. And then my brother took over the Sweet Entertainment Company. And then I would come home I would be a month on, month off. I come home, I do a couple gigs with him, maybe a couple weddings, and then I go back out to sea. Then we would say, then I lost my job, and I invested, because we did a lot of promotions too. I also did a lot of shows. Like probably one of my most successful ones was Wreck the Decks. It was a DJ competition. And yes, if anybody you listening, this would be a 10-year anniversary. We were gonna do it this summer, but of course, stupid COVID. So I'm hoping that if people aren't really stickler on the years, that we'll do it next year, beginning of next year. But so then I pretty much started working in a gentleman's club. And that's a whole different style of DJing. It's mostly, actually it's MCing. It's more MCing than it is DJing, and which you also know that as well.
Yeah, we actually do kind of share that common connection as well with a few of our guys in the crew, but me in Detroit probably more than the rest of them.
Yeah.
So while I was in Utah, I took up a job with Musician's Friend. That's how I kind of got all my gear to start out with, but it was horrible. Being in a call center is a miserable job. I don't know if you guys out there have worked at a call center. I'm sorry if you have. And I mean,
why?
I might have to eventually.
Why?
But
nobody likes you.
No, I tried, man. I really tried not to ever do that. But you thought Musician's Friend, it's like the online of Guitar Center. It's going to be great. But the discounts were not really worth it. And so with that going on, and all of a sudden, like now I landed a residency with Liquid Joe's in Salt Lake City. So if anyone listening from Utah, props to that place. I hope it's still open. I think it is, but who knows right now. Yeah. They had a band, and I would do well. Not only was I gigging with my friend and doing his like opening sets with him, Che, that was helping me out.
Okay.
I eventually landed this one on my solo, and him and I were still bouncing gigs off each other. And I just called it. There was an ad. There was an ad for the Gentleman's Club in Salt Lake City called Southern Exposure. And and
what a name.
And they own like 3 of them, man. Yes, Utah has gentlemen's clubs, and there's only so many, but they're there. It's not like out here where they're on every single block. But this place, they had 4 spots, one in Wendover, Nevada, which is the border town, and then they had 3 in the Salt Lake Valley area. 3, and the ad ran, and this is actually a good experience. It's funny. I came from commercial radio and everything else. I had a full press kit, and my buddy like always got on to me about keeping my press kit up to date, and I really have slacked on that in my life. But this thing had like a little CD demo. I had my card. It was all cut up. Like I had the one sheet on myself. I had the resume, and I took this to a gentleman's club, right? And they were trying to shove me off. It was hilarious. The lady at the front was like, well, he's not even here. You can't talk to him. Whatever, when I'm trying to talk to a manager. And eventually she opens up this thing, and she like her jaw kind of opens up, you know, and she's like, I'm gonna go find him. Let me go find him.
Right.
And she goes to try, and he legitimately just had left to lunch, and I'm like, okay, when can I come back? Whatever, there's my thing. Please give it to him. And then the next day, or like within hours, I get this phone. My phone's just going off, and I pick it up, and the guy's like, well, when can you come in to meet? Well, I go, I still working at this call center. I have this gig and this gig, and I was like describing my schedule, and I go, these are kind of my. He's all, I don't know if we could. I don't know. We're on Facebook and stuff, but he said, F it, basically.
Right.
You're hired.
Right.
You're starting, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't even know how to do one of these. I don't even go, like, I'd only really been into gentlemen's clubs like a couple times in my life.
Right. And you definitely weren't paying attention to the music. That's for damn sure.
Jeez, dude. That was a crazy baptism by fire on that one. I was, oh, dude, I thought I was going to get hit with shoes. I thought, surprisingly, I didn't. Because I'm in there playing the dance jams, right?
Right.
Like, I'm in there like, it's Katy Perry time. And I'm playing all that stuff. Because that's what was hot on the dance floor. I'd been doing some dance clubs,
That's not what you play at
Oh, man.
gentleman's club.
Yeah, someone came up to me and said, hey, dude, would you mind playing Tequila? I like to... And I was like, oh, I am not in the dance club anymore. Oh,
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. But luckily the house system had it.
Let me put it this way. The raunchiest or dirtiest type of sensual, sexy type songs is what you play. And then you drop in some popular hits, too, just to hype them up.
Oh, Sound Rebel did make a comment. Gentlemen's club that probably didn't serve alcohol or caffeinated drinks in Utah. So, actually...
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Yeah,
did they?
They did. Obviously, the pours are different out there. They have a nipple thing that goes on top of the bottle.
I've seen those.
And you have to put only an ounce in a shot. Like, it's all regulated.
Yeah, because if you go to some of the bars in Vegas, they don't have free pours. They're all super measured and everything. It's like an automatic measure thing. And
yeah, and Utah does that too. But I mean, it makes sense on business if you look at it that way.
Yeah,
like if you own that bar, you are not getting over pours.
Yeah, it's not happening.
It doesn't, because the state will come down on you. And so, anyways, I was working there, and the only spot, so they throw you in because you got to have an adult industry working card.
Oh, so kind of
in
like
Utah.
So it's kind of like the union card that you have to be actually a dancer in Vegas.
Yeah, so you have to have this card, and it's like $150 a year or something like that. Yeah, so since I didn't have that, though, there was
If you're wondering, yes, it's really hot in here.
It is super hot.
For some reason, I'm sweating way more than he is. I have no idea why.
Me neither. So the only club I could work out was the 18 and up one, which was in the industrial area. Exactly, because we served rock stars. That was about it. I mean, there really wasn't else there. But that was quite the experience, going from no gentleman's club to the only fully nude experience in Utah. Like,
right. So that's the same as the California laws in some places. That fully nude means that there's no service of alcohol.
And that's how it works there. But after all that, anyway, so that's our connection there. And then we also have the Hit Squad, which...
Yes. So basically, I got burnt out. I lost all my passion for DJing. I mean, it was just gone. And I would just break. I think the last time we did it was back in, I forget when. But I was just done. I was burnt out. And before that, and this was actually right around the time I actually came and met Clint and DJ Noise. And let's see who else was there. Rosie. Who else? Jeff was Switch with us by that. He wasn't yet, I don't think.
I can't remember.
Right.
Actually.
And then you.
Yeah.
And then what's his name? Always wears the jerseys. He was part of it.
Rose? You're talking about Rose wore jerseys.
The other one.
Who always wore jerseys though?
There was two other guys. But basically, my brother Sugar, he said you should come meet these guys, and it was kind of like going through a breakup, honestly.
Yeah.
I just was like, dude, I don't want to go. I don't want to play. I don't want to listen to music. I don't want to see other people who are doing it. I don't want to be forced to do it. And he goes, no, I really think you should do it. you know. And I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I did because, well, I mean, look where I'm at now. I have some really good friends. I got some really supportive people. I'll be honest with you. I still burnt out. And I threw practically wanted to throw everything away.
Yeah.
I actually stopped. I didn't touch turntables again until we started doing the streaming show.
Yeah.
So that was about 4 years. 4 years ago, I just completely stopped. And if it wasn't for these guys, I would not be sitting here right now. So,
speaking of which, hey Sugar, you out there?
I heard a voice.
I know he's here. That's why I was gonna have him step in and start talking about where we started. But I don't know where he's at. I wanted to go check outside real quick, see if he's there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, DJ Sugar and I, he actually, when I moved into town, I jumped out of a dance club into a gentleman's club. He was actually one of the guys that was mentioned a lot that I should meet and that I should join up with this crew. And this crew actually was originated by the guy that has moved to Arizona, Noise. He had a crew back home prior to him moving out here that he wanted to start. Is he out there?
He's out there.
Oh, have him come in. But oh, he doesn't want to.
I don't know. But I got a towel, so we're good.
Oh, anyways, he wanted to start this, and anyways, DJ Sugar had put me up, and I tried out with him, and that's why I was gonna have him in so we could talk about when he first put me on a stage, and then he's the one that actually said the same thing to me. Oh, I'm gonna go down to the Salem people. You need to come see these guys.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I'm trying to get out of the gentleman's club and back into the dance clubs, and
then I put you back in the gentleman's club.
Dude, it always pulled me back. And these guys had a bar that had like 7 nights and 7 shifts a week, and so I was driving 45 minutes, an hour and a half, I think. Like, it was a long ways to the shack. I was clear as deep as you. Way southeast, way deep out in Gresham, and
that's right, you were.
Yeah, I was driving a couple hours to go to this little bar out there.
Oh my God!
And
the shack.
we had to do all sorts of things. We were running karaoke for a little while, then had a DJ, and then if someone asked for karaoke while you were DJing, you had to stop DJing, then move over to the karaoke machine, run the karaoke machine.
Which, by the way, you should never do as a business owner. It's stupid.
Completely hard.
Like, hey, do you want to completely kill the vibe and then try to restart it every 15 minutes? Sure, let's do this.
Yeah, it was crazy, but they were putting me to work right away, and it gave me leverage so the club I was with, Spearmint Rhino, who's a large company throughout the nation,
right,
was actually, they did some really bad research on the market, and they had switched managers so many times, and I actually gave me leverage to be like, hey, I'm walking out the door, and they're like, don't, begging me, and I finally, I took them for a couple hundred extra a night. It was nice.
Yeah. Until they figured it out.
Yeah, until they figured it out. And then someone up the chain and said, oh, you got to stop these payouts. But I was already gigging with the Hit Squad, and that's where they got me today.
Yeah. So the godfather of our whole group is Noise, who, if you guys follow us Thursday nights down at AZ, that's Noise and his family down there that stream live. So, but yeah, I mean, he's the one that, and this isn't just some, Hit Squad is not one of those things where you can just be like, oh, hey guys, I want to be part of Hit Squad. We just go, oh, okay. Like you literally have to prove yourself either by playing a night or actually most likely shadowing a night, maybe like a 15, 20-minute set. And then even then you still have to work for quite a while before we vote. We actually do vote you in.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things is, the biggest test I think in this whole industry is just showing up.
It is.
Like, how sad and great that is in the same time. Like, the biggest thing you have to do to be more successful than the next guy is to show up. And honestly, that's pretty much the first test in this whole thing, and to see if
consistency.
Because a lot of people will come up to you and say they want to be part of things, they want to do different things with you, but they'll never come through on it. So you have to show up for a while. You have to show the effort that you want to be part of it,
that you want to. You're hungry,
and then you got to hang out enough to see if you want it, and then we put it to a vote. That's kind of really the main system. Because
at one time I think we had 11 or 14 members. And they slowly but surely have dropped off. And it's sad, too, because, whether some of them have moved away, which is always disheartening, because you get this eclectic group of just awesome personalities, and then someone like Rosie or Noise ruins it for us.
And they all move out of the Northwest.
Yeah,
but it allows us to expand too. Noise has got a crew out there. Rosie's a rep, so he's pretty well taken up.
He said, "Can we talk about the hazing hazing?"
We don't
We don't really haze.
Yeah,
what are you supposed to do? Damage one of their needles? That's expensive, man.
Yeah.
It's
not like we're a
that's
frat
47. That's $47 for a sure. What was that?
And it's-
M517 or something like
and
that.
it's not like we're having races with marshmallows between our butt cheeks and things like
no,
that.
no.
That's-
We use Corona bottles.
Yeah, Corona bottles are
Yes.
more our deal.
No, I think the only type of hazing we
never-
do is like if we do a 1-on-1 or 2-on-2, or what I'm saying is like, well, I play one record, then he plays one record, and then you just try to play just an obscure, horrible record that the next person probably can't beat match to. That's the only hazing I would say.
Yeah,
We
that's
never
the only
really did
hazing.
it. I mean, other than the daily that we do on the stream with each other, or just like, wow, did you really just play that way? That was really crappy. Why did you do that?
Yeah, but it's more like just guys hanging or
Yeah.
DJs hanging out.
It's not really hazing. It's just,
Yeah.
I mean,
No, it's just
talking trash.
It's camaraderie.
Yeah.
And helping out actually sometimes on the criticism. Like we do try to make each other better, and that's kind of why we're part of this. And
Yeah, it's a group of guys that we are at least encourage and try to force ourselves to be honest with ourselves and honest with each other. So, and don't hold back, don't sugarcoat things. So, did I say sugarcoat things?
and
You did.
so
Neener.
yeah, and yeah, our number one rule in our crew, and there are some bylines and different things. And once Clint gets in here,
Yeah.
he'll be able to discuss that a little bit more. But the number one was just no egos. Like this is we, and what we mean by that, you don't. No one's on a different level, no matter what your skill levels are, no matter where you're at. Yeah, come on in, man. We all are on the same level, and we're all on the same team.
Bring it
And
back
that's
a
one of the
little bit
most-
though, because the feedback from the
Yeah, we got our.
Oh, watch it.
We're placing a fan in here, so you're gonna hear a little fan noise just because it's hot.
It is really hot in here.
So, but DJ Sugar helping out with that. And so, what do you think the crew's brought to you, man?
Well, like I said before, like like they brought me out of the breakup with music, and always supported me, never pushed me. They totally understood, and I think I would really say that besides my brother, but you and Clint even would just kind of nudge me a little bit, but never force to be like, hey man, do you want to do this? Hey, we're doing this. If you want to, no pressure. And I think that's what really meant a lot to me, because let me put this to everybody out there. Imagine you have a passion for something your entire life, right? And then you get to live it, and not only do you get to live it, but you get to live off of it. Like, you 100% financially support yourself doing what you love. And then one day, it's just gone. There's no love for it. There's actual hatred. There's anxiety. There's stress and contempt. And you're like, and you've been doing this your whole life. So now what do you do? At this time, I was, 35 when I met you guys? Yeah. So I'm 40 now. I know. Thanks,
Yeah,
Mom and
that'd
Dad.
be
I
about
don't
right.
look my age. Yeah, so imagine being 35 and everything that you've done and thought you were going to do for the rest of your life is now gone. And you have to completely restart. So I basically had a midlife crisis before you're supposed to have a midlife crisis.
I would say that's how I started DJing. My entire dream from my childhood was taken away from me by Enron. Thank you guys. Thanks for that investment. That was amazing.
Yeah.
And I had to reinvent myself as something. And luckily, I had seen this. I've dealt with it, and then I fell in with the right company and the right people that helped me out to keep it going.
And I think the other thing too is this is also a group that would support each other. Like, the reason he was Sewell needed more money, and I said, well, hey man, why don't you come work for the Gentlemen's Club? I know it's not ideal, however, it's extra. You know, it's something to get you by for right now.
Well, yeah, and that was how I first got in the door with that, which was funny. And then I just went on your fill-in list, and I just like fill in for you guys.
Right.
But then I really didn't need it.
And you kept going.
No. When you guys gave me the day shift, it was more. This is how it comes back around all the time because yeah, he helped me out back then and got me some extra when I was trying to get in between all these gigs, and then all of a sudden their guy bails on him, right? Like your guys out of your club just bails right on this shift that neither one of you guys really wanted to do, and so you and Travis that worked down there, and so here comes Sewell to save the day, and so
we actually have a little cape for Sewell.
Yeah. And
literally Captain Save-A-Ho.
And so I was going down there in just the deadest hours at times in downtown Portland.
I even fought to actually get him a raise just so he wouldn't
blow
his brains out.
I know. I had to call the owner up to my booth and be like, "Look at me." I even told the owner, I was like, "You should just get rid of this shift, right?"
Right. He actually did. He ended up
honest
actually doing
with
it. It was the best thing for the club.
Yeah, I know. I told him that like 3 years ago.
He
and I
fired
did that
himself. He literally fired himself.
Yeah, I did.
That's how no ego do we have in this group.
Exactly.
And I'm like, you know what? I should just fire myself.
Yeah,
okay,
I'm
bye.
like, why do I just keep taking your money? Like it's great, but come
Yeah.
on, man.
Here's my own severance package. Thanks. Did you just pull that out of your own wallet?
Yeah.
Yep, fine.
You're like, I'm gonna cash these drink tickets in now.
Yeah.
Because that's what people try to pay you in so many different ways when you DJ.
That's a really good. Yeah. So I don't know where Clint's at right now. Actually, we do know exactly where Clint's at, but we got some talking points that we're actually that we wanted to talk about. Just kind of give you a heads up about it. Shug is here, so I think one of them is we have a old record crate that has not been opened in over 12 years. I think he said 12 years. So that's going to be. We're going to find out what that is and when it was made, and just have a little bit of fun with that. What's some of the other points?
Well, what's going to be cool about that, too, is we just get to see what the trends were in DJ Sugar at the time of 12 years ago. So
it's probably
that'll be good.
Exactly the same, just crazy. Nothing matches anything else, but somehow he puts it all together.
Yeah. We also plan on going through what has happened pre and post COVID, I guess. Or
Yeah.
we're not even post COVID, we're in COVID. In our industry and in the Northwest. Also, the skills that we've had to pick up because of this situation are very interesting. Like, we're sitting here trying to pull off a podcast and have thousands of dollars of equipment that we probably never would have ever dealt with in our life, except now I know what, like, ISO settings are on a DSLR camera. Like, yeah. I know.
Is that a feature on a iPhone? Did you say iOS?
No. Well, it is a feature on your iOS camera as well.
Hey!
But yeah. No, it's the digital.
What's up,
white
Apple?
balance,
Our new
basically.
sponsor. Yes, please. Would love it.
And the programs, like, I never knew what OBS was. That sounds like a STD, really, or STI. An OBS. Or it's
Odd
something.
bowel syndrome?
Yeah, it's got to be something really.
It's not related to IBS. I'm going to let you know right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not related at all.
I was a little worried when I first heard the initials. I thought it was. I called a couple physicians, and I'm like, hey.
You did
I'm
not.
like,
shut up.
I know that we're in this weird COVID thing, but my buddy keeps saying I need to get OBS, and I'm like, how do I get OBS? And
You go down to 82nd.
and they're like, but the funny thing is like the nurse knew. She's like, well, log on to their website and download the software. And I'm like, oh, that's what it is.
The
It's
nurse
software.
knew what OBS was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Did she graduate from the University of Phoenix?
No, it was. I think she was just a certified minister.
Interesting.
No, I have no clue where she graduated from. I actually thought you were just going to call me out on the whole falsehood of my story, but it's all good. So, there was nothing true in that entire
really?
thing. No, I didn't
Oh.
call a doctor's office to ask them about a software
Well, I mean, you
program.
are that type of person. Look at that face. How would that face lie to you? It doesn't. So, we're just used to Sewell not lying to us. So then when he does, it hurts us I'm disappointed in you now.
It's one of those dry sense of humor things that only a few people could pull off.
That's true.
But sugar. I wish he'd come in here because I want to talk to him about when we come here.
I'm working on some.
Oh, okay.
He's working on some things.
What are you working
He's
on?
always working on some things when he's not supposed to be working on
You
things.
can come take selfies over here.
Hold on.
Send a dick pic to all the women before we get on air.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes
So
sense.
that means
Casey
one.
Slaughters told me I'd send more dick pics to them.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Even though they're close.
You guys want a drink?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Please and thank you.
So, so the Hit Squad took us under their wings, and
Yeah.
we've gained a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience, and we've done. Man, we were doing. What was the things we used to do the Tuesday night together? Again, your brother hosted that.
Right.
Bar 15. That was definitely kind of an open deck night for us.
Yeah.
And gave us a lot.
It also was an open deck night for whoever wanted to possibly join us. It was. That's the other thing too, is that we blew up so quick as far as like the amount of people and their talent and how far, like you said, how far spread out we were. I mean, from Malmeth to Malola to Eugene to
All these towns are really hard to say.
yeah, and then and then us in Portland to even out in Seaside. And so when you have that many DJs spread out, but they're all part of one collective, your name gets out there really quick. Oh, Bend even. And all of a sudden, now people are like going, who is Hit Squad? What is it? And then they start seeing us everywhere, which is why if you see us hashtag we are everywhere, because we really were all over Oregon easily. And then we start spreading into Utah. We actually have members in Florida. We have members in AZ, California. And then you really know that you're doing good when the haters start coming out of the woodwork. That's when you know you've. But that's the thing too. It also helped. We helped each other, but it also helped our legitimacy. So like when a guy that would just come up and ask, to maybe do a night would get blown off, but once we say, well, we're part of Hit Squad, then all of a sudden they would take a listen. They would go, oh, okay, well here, let's see what you got to say.
I would say, and this has been said, and not to me directly, but it's kind of hearsay from Noise, but he was told, he was given some respect by, it was Wicked actually, and he said,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and he gave him a lot of props and respect for how much this crew has done and different things within this community, and we've tried to keep somewhat true to the culture and at least keep that education amongst ourselves and to other people that ask about it, so that we're not disrespecting the DJ culture at all. And we are probably one of the few crews, again, that has covered more in the Northwest than...
Oh, that beautiful little voice
Yeah,
was our
that
DJ Princess Piper.
Yeah, Piper
Ooh.
decided to make an appearance. real
Dude,
quick.
here we
Oh,
go.
What?
Brought to you by Deschutes Pale Ale. Deschutes Pale Ale goes down easy, tastes amazing, straight from the Deschutes River.
Deschutes is awesome. Actually, I did the Deschutes about a month ago.
Oh God, that actually really is good. I'm never ever disappointed by them. Black Butte Porter is my favorite. Black Butt, love it.
Black Butte?
Yeah, Deschutes Black Butte.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a port, dude. It is like, to me, it is the porter to drink.
Have you been on the Deschutes River?
I have not.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That was, dude, Cryptic. Thank you. That's some tasty beer. Makes that Corona toilet water now.
Yeah. So we were actually, prior to this, we were covering from, like you said, Seattle down to Monmouth, clear to, from every, we covered, I believe, I'm trying to think, we had about 11 or 12 consistent venues.
Yeah,
At least that.
Yeah, I mean, like the place in Mammoth, right?
Yeah, we had 3 in Salem.
Yep. And then we had we had Bar 15.
Yeah.
We had Splash. We had Barrel Room. I kind of say Dirty, but Dirty was on and off. It wasn't really official residency. I would say with me, because I was one of the original DJs that did Madhouse. So Hit Squad was represented at Madhouse Mondays with Georgia Terrace. So we were represented there, and that was a huge thing as well. I miss Madhouse. Man, I miss that. That was a good show.
Yeah, so Madhouse in our community, that was kind of an industry night.
Yeah.
And yeah, anyways, Piper's in here crawling around the floor pulling cables out. So, hey.
You're like a little gremlin. Cute one, though.
Yeah.
What are you doing, sweetheart? Are you trying to get up here? Be careful. Don't spill the beer on the equipment. That's not a good idea. This girl is sore. Everybody, see, look at this face. Look at that face right there. See, look at that face. No one can say no to her. Not a single person.
No. Anyways, Clint will be stepping on soon. But yeah, no, those are a lot of the downtown venues. But as far as just in our personal collections that we managed and controlled, we had at least.
Oh, hey,
another
Switch
12.
is on board.
Oh, Sorensen too. Jeff. what's up,
Sewell
man?
did the Deschutes and then didn't call her after. Typical Switch.
Oh, Switch.
We were
I get
talking,
it.
hey, Switch. So since you're listening to right now, we were talking about, we thought a good point was just talk about the history of Hit Squad, how we got into it, the reasons we stayed into it. I can't remember, Switch, if it was me and Sewell came in at the same time, if I came in before Sewell, and then when did you come in? Was it after us or was it around almost the same time? Because what I remember, well, that's all I can say.
I know all three of us were really close. but
Really
I can't-
close. Yeah.
I can't remember if he started before I did or right after me. I know that we all kind of went down with your brother at the same time.
Yeah, and don't forget about Kintz came in quite a bit afterwards.
Yeah, it was a little bit afterwards too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we closed. We had Hood River out in
I forgot about
Whiskey Tango.
I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
Whiskey
place.
We actually had
We tried to run a night in downtown Vancouver at Club Q.
Q for a while.
That didn't.
So we covered that. We actually had Seaside. We were clear out on the coast. We had Malala, like we said, Wild Horse, Oregon City downtown.
Yep.
Pioneer Pub.
Yeah, that's definitely over 11 places.
Yeah, so as a crew and a collective of people in this market, we had like 12, 13 venues and a couple large.
Oh, the Hanger too. We had the Hanger too.
Yeah, the Hanger was a small trial period. But yeah, we had that one.
Not because of us. Let me put it that way. Wasn't because. Let me put it. There's a lot. We are still here, okay? And most of the places that we have worked for were either run into the ground or they decided to go with a cheaper version of us and ran it into the ground.
Yeah, no, it was crazy like that, especially when they, I mean, let's face it, they kind of pushed us out of downtown for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody that went in there, like we had a very...
Like I said, the haters started coming out.
Yeah, that's when we actually hit success, when people actually started coming after our gigs really hard. And we were pushed out of downtown quite a bit. So it was pretty interesting. And everybody that followed after our guys that were in there actually didn't last very long. We actually had the longest running residencies. And it looks like Jeff's coming back with, he think it was 2014.
Yeah.
So then, here we go. Sugar linked up with the Hit Squad. He brought me in to do some work on the turntables. That's right.
Yes, that's right.
And then they both brought me down.
Right.
Me and you brought in D, Sewell, and Zach. Yeah, we all three of us kind of.
Yeah, it was just that we were voted in before Zach was. That's the difference.
That's right. Zach was
Got it.
voted
Thank
in
you.
after us. That's right. Thank you.
Thanks, Switch.
Thank you. Shoot, I missed the first 47 minutes. You didn't miss a lot. Ryan.
Yeah, not really, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just
going over the history of where we came from and what this crew's about and where it's been. Honestly, we're just kind of stalling to see why the big guy hasn't walked into the door.
yeah,
yet, but
the big show, aka Sasquatch. He doesn't like that nickname, but I love it. I absolutely love it.
we also had the two. So we are actually part of another group that's more of an agency, Radio DJs.
Oh yeah.
And-
Well, you guys were. I wasn't.
You never did Top Golf, did you?
I never did Top Golf because that was during my burnt out time where I figured that partying and doing drugs was more important.
Yeah, way more. And
That's why I'm broke. That's why I'm broke.
so yeah, we did. We did Top
It
Golf.
wasn't worth
and
it.
We just shook hands. And
Oh,
about
with
to put
Dave
the
and
pin 8
Buster's.
to Dave and Buster's.
Just got the contract
Just
to do
got
Dave and
that
Buster's.
contract.
Son of a
right
biscuit.
before everything hit the wall. It was crazy, and we yeah, man, they wanted us too. It was bad.
It's just one of low battery, by the way. Might want to check on the. We don't actually have a power cord to charge it, so let me go get that. Continue to talk about the corporate and how that's actually a very good point about how we've transitioned from bars and clubs to try to go corporate.
Absolutely. So yeah, like he was saying, a lot of times we had done a lot of neighborhood bars, and we still kept those underneath our cap, but we had moved into some of the larger organizations like Topgolf, and Dave & Buster's was about to come down, and then our plans there, we were going to move into there's another organization called Bullwinkles. We had meetings set up with them. We were going after the very large accounts that were keeping us very busy. I think they're looking at Facebook page, but so that went down, and unfortunately when COVID came through, I was actually scheduled to start that whole thing with Dave & Buster's, which was quite unfortunate that we had to move out of that. And then now we are now doing streams, which streaming has been quite the undertaking. Again, the software that is used and the basis of this is OBS, which comes from the gaming world. And if you're not a gamer and you're a DJ, it's definitely not something that you even mess with until this comes about. But I personally, as soon as this hit, knew that we were going to have to be live and that we were going to have to do something. So I studied really hard. I started getting on it, and I was trying to set up my own personal space at my place, which I live in a trailer, which isn't that big.
It is not big. A trailer. It's an RV.
It is an RV, and it's massive, actually.
Look, man, it's like the ultimate man cave. The cool thing about it is once you're sick of it, you can just hitch it up and go somewhere else. I got to say, like, it did really surprise me. I was thinking of Sewell. I know. I love Sewell, but let's just say his sense of feng shui and style isn't definitely Fashion Week in Paris, okay, or New York. So I was expecting to see some hodgepodge crap, and this thing's all decked out to the nines. I'm like, holy.
Super nice.
It's so nice.
And you don't have to. And like you said, if I get tired of the view, I just move. It's awesome. And I mean, it's decked out. It's not really a thing, but as you can imagine, it doesn't have.
Still a trailer though. No,
it's still not like. It's still not a house. So like trying to build a little green. I was trying to build a studio in the end of that trailer.
Yeah.
Dude.
No, it'll get there. It'll get there eventually.
Yeah, right.
But then Clint just said, "How about I build one?"
Yeah, and we're
like, "Okay."
So Clint got excited,
here we are.
And then now we have
this massive, beautiful. Although I'm going to have to talk to the contractor about putting in here some fans because this is freaking ridiculous.
Oh, it's so... He's putting them by the door, but now they're super loud, so everybody has to hear the fans.
We'll work it out.
We'll figure it out. Anyways, number one podcast today, and thank you for getting in the chat room. We started, I guess, a little early, but I was told we were doing 6 to 9, but I guess we're doing 7 to 9.
I'm blaming him.
But it's all right. I
just follow him.
We are testing it out.
You're the warm-up anyways. You're the warm-up DJ.
I'm always the fluffer, so it doesn't really matter.
It's true.
Yeah. And speaking of
Finally.
which, look I got her fluffed up, and the big dude shows up. There he is. The guy. Do you want the sexy mic? This is kind of your station.
It is my station, but it's good.
All right.
What's happening, boys? How we do?
Oh, we were stalling. We were stalling horribly for the last 10 minutes.
I don't think it was horrible.
It wasn't horrible.
It was decent.
It's
our first podcast. Come on now.
Make some room. The big boy's
I gotta
here.
move the damn
chicken
chair
wing.
over.
Look at this. We're like almost out of the camera frame.
I know. I'm gonna have to lean over. I'm like clear on the corner to give this.
I
guy
got
room.
front and center. Thanks, guys.
But technically he should. Anyways.
Yeah. So sorry about the delay there. I mean, what up, Cadillac? Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us. I'm glad to be here with you guys. That's for sure. If you guys are wondering where I was, taking care of some paperwork, man.
Lawyer stuff.
Yeah, paperwork. Damn. You know, when you gotta own your house and trying to refinance it and paperwork.
I'm good. I see. That's the thing. That's the beauty about renting. Kind of like Sewell. It's just like
I just pay for the land underneath, but I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I'm like I'm done with this place. Now I'm moving.
Seriously, the stack of paper was like this, 145 pages or something, dude, that we had to go through.
I think I have one credit union I make a payment to, and that's about it.
Lucky you guys.
It's true. No,
it's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I do because my car payment is also my bank, so it's great. I just take it automatically out of my account. It's beautiful.
Man, Good to be here, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in with us. I don't know what these guys have been talking about. They can't even get the TV on behind them. You know, shit's happening everywhere. I disappeared and I can't hold the show. You know,
I mean, I knew there was a TV behind us. Don't get me on that one. I just didn't know it was supposed to be used.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Anyway,
maybe if you were here in the beginning, then.
Well, let me rephrase this. If I didn't take care of my paperwork, none of this would be here for us to use.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
thank you for taking care of your
Touche.
paperwork.
Touche.
Touche. You win on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
thank
time.
you.
This time. You're good.
So where we would give them your story, man. This is DJ Clint. The first thing we went through, you know, we just trying to get people to know who we are and what we've done so far.
Gotcha.
So
And
how long have you done it? When did you start doing this DJ crap?
Oh,
I'm gonna
shit.
turn on our TV. Watch.
Yeah, you're gonna put me on the spot.
Well, you wanted the center spot, so there you go.
When did I start DJing? 94.
Okay, so 3 years before me.
94.
Okay.
Started in a bowling alley.
All right, cool.
Southern California. Yeah,
Really?
where I grew up. Yeah.
Okay. Which is where in SoCal? Because this is all new to me too, people. So
Gotcha. So Southern Tujunga, Pasadena. I say Pasadena when I say grew up because everybody knows where Pasadena is because of the
Right.
Rose Bowl.
right.
You know,
That's the only reason people know where Pasadena.
Yeah, exactly. It's the only reason people know where Pasadena is if they don't live in California.
Or you listen to the Beach Boys.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, a little town called Sunland. It was bowling alley. That's where I started. Then we moved up here, and I got a job in this bowling alley in the town of Molalla. Spent a couple of years there before I hit the club scene in Portland. So
Okay. So when did you hit the club scene in Portland, and what club were you working at?
my first club in Portland, it was actually a bar, and it was 99 Wichita Pub in Oregon City.
Wichita Pub.
Yes.
Oh, the memories of that place. Holy crap.
I was there for, 3 years, 2.5, 3 years. And then from there, I went downtown, did the whole downtown circuit, Banana Joe's. And
Did you ever DJ at the Mixer off of 99 there in Tigard area?
no, it's funny you bring that up because Nate and I went there and checked that place out not that long ago before COVID hit to get back in there.
The little karaoke spot we went to?
Mixers. They're in
Mixers.
Tigard. Yeah.
That place, another notorious
Yes.
place of debauchery.
I do have to
and
kind of
mayhem.
give them props on we instantly knew it wasn't a place for our crew,
No.
but what they were doing and how it was set up is perfect for what they're doing.
Yeah,
Like, it
perfect.
really is. It's a nice little karaoke bar.
It is. It's
It's-
not. It was like a nightclub, or
Oh.
or attempted to be a
Attempted
nightclub.
to be
That's
one.
what. That's the thing. Like that and Wichita, it was just one of those places where there was always going to be women there. There was always going to be a fight,
Yes.
and there's going to always be way more overpouring than there should be. But it was. If you wanted to have an adventurous night, you would go there
Well,
because you
see,
knew something would happen.
Exactly. And then, like, I try to explain to people because if people currently know me or follow me now, I'm currently at Pioneer Pub in downtown Oregon City. I've been there almost 6 years, almost 7 years now. Wow.
Yeah,
fuck,
almost 7 years.
crazy. When I was up at Wichita and Oregon City, it was Dr. John's where Pioneer Pub is currently, and that was a competition for us. Was Wichita and Dr. John's? You went to
just a second. So, in my knowledge of Dr. John's, that was a sex toy store. What was Dr. John's here?
It was just another bar.
Okay.
It's new to me. So
Okay.
I mean,
there was a chain of those in Utah.
It must be a Utah thing.
And
because-
I was like, so the sex toy store was a competition for the bar? That's crazy.
what were they doing in that store?
Oregon's so weird.
Yeah. So back in, like I said, early 2000s, Wichita, Dr. John's, and then we could get into Jen's, was right there. Then we went across the street from Wichita. There was, what was it called? It's still there today, next to the subway.
So
Rodders.
Oh, Rodders,
Rodders.
Oh, okay.
So it was Wichita, Rodders, Jen's, and then the little Chinese restaurant used to be called not Chang's. Man, I'm losing my mind. Sorry, guys. Anyway, there was 4 of them right there, and then you could bounce between all 4 of those bars, clubs, and then or you can go down the hill to downtown Oregon City to Dr. John's, which is now Pioneer Pub.
Okay.
So I guess if you really want to say, I've been in Oregon City almost 10 years now.
Yeah. I mean,
And then I ran the whole circuit out here in Molalla, where I live now, for 10 or 11 years too.
right.
White Horse Pub, or the White Horse, was there almost 7 years. Then
Wild horses.
the Long Branch, the Wild Horse, the River, all the same building.
Same building, yeah.
Same building,
Different names.
3 different names, 5 different owners, and I've managed to hold on to that place through all that.
That says a lot. Because remember when I had the place off of St. John's Creek?
Yeah.
And I got fired from there. What was that? Glendover, or
Glendover, or was it down off Johnson?
Glendover. Yeah.
Whatever that was. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That was a nightmare.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm as smart as your television. Like I hold the little button that looked like a power button and nothing came on.
That's the eye for the front of that. That's the
All
eye
right.
for the remote.
Well, I'm going to jump out of here. This show is not about me. Glad you guys can get to know me a little bit, but I am going to bring in Shug. He has a whole case of records that he wants to get through
Okay.
that has been kept sealed, actually, at Barracuda. Remember Barracudas?
Yes, that's
He was.
so this is the crate that he was telling that Toasty
Yes,
gave him.
this is a crate that DJ Toasty gave to him that Toasty took with him when Barracuda closed. I think it closed in 2012, but I don't think.
Sounds about right.
I think it was somewhere around there. Let's go through the history of Barracuda. We had
Before Barracuda was Banana.
Banana Joe's. So
Banana
I played in
Joe's.
the boat at Banana Joe's, and then it went to yes, the boat on the main stage.
Oh, it was a horrible DJ booth. It was It was
garbage.
a real boat. It literally was a real boat.
It was
and
a
they just
real,
they cut it in half.
drift boat. It was
Yeah.
a drift boat, cut in half, like literally in half.
And it was so small. You felt like you were pigeon-toed into the boat. It was awful.
Horrible.
Awful.
And then it was. I don't know anything before Banana Joe's, so
I don't know anything before that either. I mean,
maybe somebody can comment who knows Portland. I don't know.
because I was during that time, I was across the street of Birdside. I was doing Bar 71 in 2000.
Our 71 was dope though too.
Yeah,
so,
I was doing Bar 71, and then and then that's when Banana Joe's was going on, and then McFadden's was where
Yes.
Jones was.
Yes.
Then you had Dixie's before Dixie's was a Cobalt Lounge, before Barrel Room was Paula, Dirty was a Chinese restaurant. It was not even
It wasn't even a nightclub.
Before Shake was Couture. Couture was actually a Chinese restaurant.
What was since we know downtown Nate here? He's
I was at Canyon Inn at Salt Lake City up in the canyon. And it was a Tuesday night, and I was playing with my boy Che, and it was like the hottest night. It was so hot, and like, yeah.
what up,
it was
Jack? Good
going
to
on.
see you in the chat room, man.
Hey, Jack.
We're talking about old time downtown.
Speaking of which, that dude
dude.
from Jack's from Newburgh, right? No.
Newburgh.
Yes. I remember when he called me and Shug up and said, "Look, is there any place we can spin at?" And we're like,
Yeah.
"Well, you can come. You can try Dirty."
Yeah, exactly.
Because actually, what a lot of people don't know is that the back room, aka
Spin
the
room.
spin room, was actually an indoor smoking
Lounge.
Yes.
Yes.
And me and Shug opened that up. And then we got shut down the first night because we were over capacity due to the fact that Chris Linehan did not put in a fire sprinkling system in that room.
Yeah.
So we had to literally kick everybody out of the room.
So back to where I was going for an interview, like Nate here. I don't want to push him out of the
Oh,
conversation.
it's totally fine.
But what was that? I don't remember the name. It was 11th or 12th in Burnside, 3 floors. What was that called?
11th, 12th, and Burnside.
Was that Aura?
Yes. Before it was Aura. Yeah, it
I-
was Aura.
I only-
So you're thinking Aura, and then it was the camel room, and then you had start with it was called the camel room because they had a giant camel in there. Cool.
I just remember it 3 levels. It
And
was
then
like you walk down.
and then the third level was started with an S.
I
Like
just remember.
the Shaz or something Arabic type or like Middle Eastern type thing
Yeah,
because that's what it was. That kind of a theme was like Arabian Nights type vibe in there.
Yeah, so we got Frequency over here now. He's jumping in on the chat with the Portland nightlife in early 2000. It was crazy times for Portland, 2000s, 2010,
dude, it
2015.
was
Probably the
awesome.
best nightlife I've ever encountered in my life.
From 2000 to 2010.
Yes, for sure. And
Yeah,
I mean, and
yeah.
that's just me being in and out of downtown, holding down Oregon City.
Because you also had 1201 still. You had the Red Door still. You had Stefano's, and then it became Betty Ford's. And then you had the Voodoo Lounge.
Yeah.
And then you had the Ohm, which is now Whiskey Bar.
It's just crazy. I mean,
And then you had H2O.
Sewell
was-
Sorensen's there. Yeah, good to see you, Jeffrey. Thanks for tuning in, man. I know this is a Tuesday night. We got to pay attention to the chat because that's really what's happening here. We got a Jeff. Yeah, what's up, buddy? You need to get out here and join us. That's for sure.
EDM era. That is definitely true. It was definitely an EDM because you also had you had Red Sea still too, which was doing all.
I don't know if it was a full EDM era though, because I mean, I was still doing what I do now, which is top 40 hip hop, but it was more. Now we call them throwbacks because 90s hip hop
right
was still relevant then.
Oh, what's up, Woods?
What up, Woody? Good
Woody?
to see you. So, it's just, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I could say like the B Complex and all those places, Hollow Scene, everything on the East Bank was all doing underground raves and stuff like that, and also off of North Portland. So like that stuff was going on still, and like I said, the Spin Room. Me and my brother we were all playing pretty much all house or top dance music.
That was the EDM.
Yeah, that was the EDM room.
It's house.
Portland.
House.
Yeah, because 1201 shut down around 2002, 2003, and then there was really no other place to go except the Greek with us. Or that was pretty, and that wasn't really. We didn't play a lot. We played mostly hip hop and top 40.
Ohm and whiskey were doing.
Yeah, Ohm and Whiskey. Yeah, you know what that they
shows.
they true
Shows.
They were doing actual shows.
This is Portland history, man. Come on over, man. This is not Salt Lake City history. I could kill it on that one, but this one I got to pull out of the Jeopardy game. It's not working.
The way you lied before, we wouldn't know if you're telling the truth or not. So,
Well, everybody, welcome,
Welcome,
to the Hit Squad,
Sugar.
the Hit Squad Lounge here, huh?
DJ Sugar. And Nate is still trying to, screw with my TV back there.
why don't you just be a nice guy and tell him how to turn it on?
just hold the power button? It's not that hard.
Oh, look. It's not
Oh, it just came on.
It takes a while. It's old, like the rest of us.
I want to know
Speak
real
for
quick,
yourself.
is Jack still in the chat room right now? Jack,
Arab.
give me a little thumbs
Oh, why
up
is
or
that
say,
happening?
I'm in here. I have a question to ask Jack. Because Jack
Why is
was
that doing that?
witness to,
He just got it off and on. Jack's around somewhere.
he was in one of the rooms with us here, either the Facebook page or the Twitch page. And I want to clarify something as we have.
Good job,
There,
Sewell.
there he is. There
Thanks,
he is.
buddy.
Yay.
Thanks, buddy.
Sewell, can you bring
Jack
up,
is still
can
here.
you bring up the box for a second?
The Crater Records. Here it comes.
So-
this is Sugar's Crater Records.
So, Jack, you were there that afternoon when you got your box, and this is my box. I've yet to touch this or open this up. I roughly remember about you when you were back there, but, I left that club, 2009. Maybe
Okay, so there we
early
go.
2010, but 2012, the club closed, and I was gone, and Toasty hits me up, and we meet him in a parking lot. And he says, hey, by the way, I got this box for you of records from Barracuda when it closed. And I'm all counting in my hand. Wait. Barracuda closed in 2012. It's 2020.
Right. 8
So-
years later.
I appreciate that I got it back, by the way. But
for sure. I'm curious to see what's
Yeah,
in here.
open this sucker up. Let's
you know,
go.
but let's. I'm gonna give a big shout out here to my buddy Knock down in Sacramento, man. He is
What's up?
big buddy Knock. He's a great dude. If you guys are in Sacramento, make sure you look this dude up on Twitch, Facebook,
Okay.
wherever he's at. He's a good dude.
I got a question for him. Is it just me? Because I drove through Sacramento once, and I swear to God, it is the longest stretched out city in the entire United States.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I've only been to Sacramento a couple times in my life. One time I was there. We're coming back from NAMM trip. I don't know, whatever NAMM trip it was.
Right.
We drove down with DJ Kevin Lee, DJ Noise,
Kevin Lee.
myself, another guy. I don't remember who it was. Last thing I told Kevin, because he took over from drive-in, I says, when we go through San Francisco, don't get screwed and take the left-hand lane. We'll end up in Sacramento on I-5. I pass out, and I'm going, whatever. I wake up, and what do I see? The Raiders station, the Raiders field. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, you got in the left-hand lane, and so we went off to Sacramento.
Sacramento/Oakland, yeah.
Yeah, dude. It was a long journey back to I-5, let me tell you.
All right.
Yes, Kippy, no music tonight, man. We're doing this podcast thing, man. So
We're doing these twice a month now?
once a month to start, once a month, first Tuesday of every month, just to see how things go.
We are doing we are actually going to be doing our normal Twitch Tuesdays next Tuesday,
yes.
and we actually have Slim Kid Trey Hartson from Farside. He'll be joining us.
And we also have back Physicality.
Oh,
and
Nice.
Linus, his partner. So the original lineup that was supposed to be here on the Tuesday, we shut down because of fires.
Right.
I've rescheduled all of those same guys to come back.
Yes. Excellent.
So once again, someone from Farside is going to be in our studio.
Correct.
Nice.
Trey Hartson.
All right, guys.
Good old Sacktown. Yes. Yes, Knock. Good Tom. Let's let Sugar open this Creator Records
Can we get
and
a drum
dig
roll?
through
Do
here.
we actually have a drum roll noise?
Yeah, we can do that. But so I'm going to bounce out for a little bit. I'm going to let these two guys take over so they can go through this Creator Records and they can talk about it.
Alrighty.
I'm going to take a guess right now. 2008, you said this was?
2009.
2009, 8 was this
Yeah.
was your go-to crate?
This is one of them that I had when Serato was. I barely was using Serato back and forth, and so I always had a bucket of records ready to go. As Serato may not work for me.
Gotcha. So somewhere in there, I'm going to say, I don't know if he's going to
Somewhere in there's Sandstorm.
there better be Sandstorm in here.
Oh God, you and Sandstorm.
So I want to say somewhere in this crate, there's going to be probably Into Club by 50 Cent.
Oh.
Just my assumption.
I would say maybe on a compilation,
okay.
but not on a single.
Well, no, exactly. But knowing what I had back then,
Right.
they were all compilations.
I'm going to say there's definitely some Missy Misdemeanor in there.
There's definitely some Missy Elliott.
I'm going to say some Gossip Folks are definitely in there.
Ooh, I don't know. Dig away, guys. I'm going to bounce out.
All right,
I'll see you guys soon.
I'm gonna switch headphones. All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
All
I'll
right.
slide this over.
All right.
Well, the first record is
Oh my
Eddie
God.
Murphy. We got an Eddie Murphy album here. The whole album. And guess what? In the back of it, I'm going to flip over. The only one I have set for a BPM is Party All the Time.
Because that's the only song you ever played off the album. And even then, you didn't really play it.
So the first record in this box was some Eddie Murphy.
This is interesting.
Oh.
Oh, actually, that's my record.
No, this is mine.
No, that did we both get the same one?
got doubles.
He likes to steal my records sometimes before I play
You
them.
want to go ahead and tell them about this one?
Before I play. Okay, so
Well, go ahead and show it.
yeah, this record right here, JJ Flores and Steve Smooth. This was like probably, I want to say 50% of Bad Boy Bill's, well, maybe not 50%, but at least 25% of Bad Boy Bill's Behind the Decks. One of my favorite, not only videos to watch, like video music to watch, but also just to listen to. It's just really good Chicago house. So,
All right, let's move on here. Oh, he said 50 Cent. We got 50 Cent.
Sugar in the Club. Wow,
Sugar in
way
the
to call it,
club.
Clint.
It's a house
house
mix
version.
of it's 3 different house mixes of 50 Cent.
Is that the
in
Spin
the
Spin
club.
Sugar mixed with In the Club? Is that what
I
that
think
is?
that's
Spin,
that
spin.
one-
and-
I think that one is.
Yeah.
That's
Very-
funny.
What?
I told
Wow,
you that
you
record would
called
be.
it.
I told you that record would be in there
Called
somewhere.
it. I think it is. I think it's Sneaker Pimp, Spin Spin Sugar mixed with 50 Cent In the Club.
It's still in the club though, right? With 50 cents.
Yes, it's so close.
Thank you.
See,
Peace,
Eddie-
guys.
Kirby's Jack is saying I'm gonna pull out a Prince record. We'll see.
Okay.
Look at this. I'll let my brother introduce this one.
Oh, IO Rapture.
So
wow.
this definitely must have been the 2008. Like
yeah.
9. Like this was
Yeah.
like my go-to like house sets.
Dude,
You know,
yeah, 'cause-
EDM was. Oh, hey, Spin Spin
And
Sugar.
Sugar, there
the
it is.
original record right there.
God.
Spin,
And you know what?
Spin Sugar.
It is almost impossible to find that version. It's not. It's at least I haven't been able to find it.
Let me double check this.
Which?
Okay, so this.
I don't remember that one.
Okay.
I mean, I remember the
I
record
used
label.
to do, and this was basically when I got back from LA. I got into Latin house, and DJ Linwood introduced me to some of this stuff. So I've kept all this. The original time I got some of this was like in '97,
Okay.
and it's still my great Latin house. Oh, hey, Jack, you are correct.
nice.
We have a compilation house party. It's
Kiss.
Kiss, Pop Life.
I want to be your lover. Is that what I think it is? Oh, 19 La Bouche or?
No. This is all Prince songs.
Oh no! Look at the condition of it though.
If anyone could see this,
That's-
go a little closer. Show them the camera. Go up there. So, this is what happens. Heat and records. See if you can pull back.
That's not smooth.
You guys see the warp in that thing? That is.
Sad.
Oh, so I guess I won't be
that's going up on the wall.
replaying this Prince record here.
I mean, okay, well, actually, there's an old trick that some people don't know. So what you do is you get two pieces of glass, okay? You put a towel over, you put the record in between the two pieces of glass, you put a towel over the glass, and then you put an iron on top of the towel, and at a very low setting, and you just watch it, and the glass will naturally press it back down. Now, you will lose a little bit of sound clarity, but that is a way to save your record if you really, really need to.
All right, let's get into this some more. All right, so this was definitely a go-to back then.
Oh, Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapons, and every one of these is a mashup.
Every single one of them.
Yeah, and this definitely, when I was back in Vegas coming back, everything was a mashup in Vegas.
Yeah, that's because you had DJ P and AMP and what's his who else?
So I'm going to go ahead and move on. I got some more house records here. I got Timberland, House
Soulja
Mix.
Boy versus Britney Spears and the Bloodhound Game. Holy somebody was
my brother used to love we both had triple records of it.
La Disco, Shiny Toy Guns. Everybody loved this song. And if you didn't know, they actually did a really, really good cover of Major Tom.
Oh, now this was a go-to back in the day. We're
talking about the
mashup era.
Yeah, the mashup era.
Not the bootleg album.
We got Cryptic in the back of the studio asking us questions about. Wait. There's a DJP record here or a Z Trip. Let me see.
I do have a Z Trip. I showed you the Z Trip one that's signed.
It's signed, yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
You know, look at this. We just keep finding more house. This
Marvin
is all Marvin Gaye
house versions.
All house versions of Marvin Gaye.
Yeah. Wow, it's a double album too.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
So
Speaking
if you
of
like
which,
Marvin Gaye still, you can't help but add some good house beats to it and not ruining it.
No, it was like almost made for it.
Okay.
Domination back to set. Dude, this one.
So this one is
This is the Freakazoid here. During his dungeon
This is
days.
Back to the Sexy. It's Justin Timberlake. Also featured with this like really dark industrial sound and just making Justin sound like an S&M artist.
I want my sexy back.
Oh, hey.
Hey, it sounds like you guys need to start ripping all those digitally so you can play them.
You hear Cryptic right there. He says we better put this
that's
official MP3.
Buckethead.
Here's Buckethead 12-inch right here. Great house music. Oh, back to remixes and
Daft Punk versus Prince and Wyclef Jean.
And Around the World.
Yes, I know that album. That's such a good one. Fat Boy by El Segundo. And Afro once again. Man, that is some good,
era.
That's some good stuff.
Now, this will give my brother and I almost nightmares, but also, like, thank you so much sometimes during these moments, pulling out a mix factor. Some of you guys out there got those mix factors on the CDs. And then for us vinyl DJs, man, we were like, oh, cool. And then sometimes we're like, oh, what is this song? What are we going to do with
Dance Nation Sunshine?
Yeah.
No. Because they put in some Euro crap in there that was just like...
This is another thing that I couldn't do. I never could play the best of 2001 melody on one side. I guess some people would call this the P break.
That's the P break. Now, if anyone, what are you talking about? There's certain songs out there that we know as DJs that when you playing them, and if you're a DJ, you know that DJ
I'm just gonna flip through more
is taking a
mix
P.
Mix factor.
Question is how many of those did you buy only for one track?
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I have to say that.
So we talked about this earlier.
And it wasn't like a regular single where it was $6. You
No.
were $20
You're
for that
$20
record,
deep.
and for one song.
And I was telling people that sometimes you drop a bill easily at the record store. First of all, like take Platinum Records downtown Portland. We knew that they would come in with their new shipment every Thursday, so there would be a line out the door to get a listening station. You grab a huge stack of records, and sometimes you would spend 3 or 4 hours in that place and not find anything. And then sometimes you would just find gold.
Wait a second. So I gotta ask Kippy around in the chat room. He's saying there was no mix factor in CD, which I always thought there was, because on all the other services there was. And I got another thing for Kippy. Was it on Tuesdays the new record day at Platinum?
It was Thursday.
Kippy, come on, my platinum.
I mean,
Tuesdays and Fridays.
because I remember going to All About Music on every
All right, well, at least I got the
Tuesdays.
day started with the T, whatever.
Yeah, so it was Tuesdays. I was going to call
Screw
you out on
Kippy.
that.
You know what? Stay in Seattle. Don't come down here to Portland since you say we're
Yeah,
all
so
homeless.
Tuesdays were the
hippies.
day. I mean, unlike today's music, when it can come out at midnight in any time, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
We had to wait till Tuesdays to get the records.
So
Staggerly.
hold on. So how many of you guys, and Kippy would remember this,
Right.
were part of the special DJ crews that had records pulled aside for them and stuck back in the office just for them to check out and
Yes.
buy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there was also a higher level, which is if you're really in tight, you actually got to go upstairs.
Yeah.
Which I never got to. I was at the.
You've never been upstairs to Platinum.
I have now that they had the mix lab up there.
Before that, you've never
No.
been. Never?
I was never allowed out there.
Wow.
No.
Neither was
Even
I,
the-
but that was the first time I was allowed up there. Is that when they opened that up for the mix
and your
lab?
jaw just drops.
Yeah.
It's like it's like going to a library but realizing it's all records and not books. It's insane. And then the other thing too is, but I was at that echelon cryptic where that Scotty would pull records for me and keep them in the office.
Scotty was awesome.
Yeah. Jeff, if you brought him a cookie, he might let you do it.
Jeff, old man Jeff.
AKA Grumpy Cat.
Grumpy, or DJ Control is his DJ name.
Yes.
Which, hey, let's give credit where credit's due. He was one of the first and best Z100 DJ on a Saturday night, that mix show.
Dude, props to Control for holding it down here in Portland and Seattle where he started, man.
Yeah, no.
Dude, that guy's got some stories.
Dude.
Oh, yes, he does.
He's got some
he
awesome
pulls up
stories.
Stuff on me, in Vancouver, I had this club called Spectrum. I was like, whoa. Like,
What? Yeah.
I remember when he pulled out the Sir Mix-a-Lot Swass album and said, "Hey, check this out," and looks on the back, and he's mentioned on the back of the Swass album as being
Yes, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
for the thank yous.
So a little quick
Sir
update
Mix-a-Lot.
here. In the chat room on Facebook is DJ Rosie as a Hit Squad DJ. And yes, upstairs is where all the negotiation is done for all the QSC and all the merch stuff is done upstairs. And I have been up there during deals. So yes, Rosie, you are true. Upstairs is where all the negotiation is done between Scotty and Ali.
Ali. Oh, yeah. Don't forget, we forgot to mention the FX up front and the Quest as well as downtown.
We're all, well, yeah, those are all East clubs, but it is what it is. So
I spun there too, man.
So
I'm sorry.
I have to say that leaving this at Barracuda's, I can see they kept it too, because all these mix factors, there's so many mix factors in
insane.
here that you could easily just you need a track.
So,
You're like,
but bringing this up today, though, if you got a DJ today that plays in Portland, downtown,
Okay.
how many could pull this crate out and actually mix with them? Currently, who's downtown that we all know?
Well, I mean, before COVID,
Well, correct. Before COVID.
I mean, I would say Jack would be able to.
Jack could.
Jack could, Wicked could, definitely.
Well, that doesn't count.
What is it? He's a DJ account.
Yeah.
Wicked, definitely. We all know
Yeah.
Wicked in Portland.
I wouldn't say anybody. Sosa, no, not Sosa. Sosa
No.
CDs.
He only-
Mafia.
Mafia definitely
Mafia,
could.
okay.
Mafia.
Good
But
call.
see, I was thinking
Mafia is also known as DJ Tony
he's
or
talking about
Tony.
right now.
That's what I'm
A1
saying.
A1 in Delhi right now are currently DJing
None.
downtown Portland.
They couldn't do it.
Could they go through my records and go, here, play the night?
No,
No.
Okay.
No.
No.
I don't think there's anybody.
Mike B might be able to.
Mikey B.
Mikey B.
Mikey B could do it. If Epps had to do it, he could probably do it.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe.
Cryptic could.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
obviously.
You're
switches
forgetting me,
the-
man. I'm in here.
I got you, man.
Jack's
I got
like
you.
gigahertz.
Wait. You said gigahertz? I remember him being the first one to a giant tower at Level nightclub and downstairs with a giant tower or H2O.
So, and then Kippy's like Evil One. Yeah, he
Yes.
can, but he's not. He's a
You.
club owner, but he's not a rotating. He is a rotating.
No, he is a rotating because he would
is.
rotate his own night in his
Yeah,
own spot.
you-
Which
okay,
why
Kurt.
would you?
True.
Kimmy, you're being sarcastic, Zach, all day.
Zach-
Kins?
Remember you
Zach-
guys made fun of him and you put vinyl in front of him?
Problem solver doesn't know
Oh.
how to even drop a record on the correct track, let alone how to cue it.
God. Damn! Shots fired, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man.
But Jack, that makes me laugh because I definitely never forget certain DJs when they first see me or first time I meet them, and Gigahertz is coming over. Hey man, I need to put my tower here and my mouse, and I'm gonna DJ.
Wait,
all
who
right?
was the guy that only spun with one turntable and he just kept doing doubles? It was Death Touch, wasn't it?
He did
'Cause
something. There was a group
Could
of guys
could Death Touch
that definitely
do
did.
vinyl?
but,
He's not current. But he's
that's
not
not
current.
current. We're-
Yeah, so there you go. Azim could.
What?
Azim could.
Azim.
Kippy's like, question for all
DJ.
you. What is Scott and all these DJs' names?
Oh,
I remember.
Oh.
I know.
I don't even know Ollie was a DJ, but he.
Yeah.
But I remember Scott, but I don't remember his name.
I can't remember. I know where I remember first hearing him was at FX up front, but I couldn't tell you what his.
And then
Mellow C could do it too.
And then here comes Kippy out of Seattle. He's like, yeah, we got George and Mellow C can spin on vinyl. Yes, they can because they're
That's
old
when they
heads.
started.
They're
they're-
old heads like us.
Yeah, they're old. George is old as dirt.
I'm not even gonna get. George has to be over 60. I mean,
Got to be.
maybe
Scott,
somebody can
he's
comment.
He's in his 60s.
Yeah, easily.
Scott was at FX. Yes, he was, Jack.
Yes, Scott was at FX, but
What was
okay.
his
So
d-
what was his name? What were
was
their
his
names?
DJ names, Jack?
I'm waiting for them to say it because I know it.
I don't remember.
I don't. I
didn't
once
even
he
think-
says it.
All right,
once
anyone in the chat room know?
Once he
oh,
says
they
it.
said it.
DJ Dream Scott.
Scott was DJ Dream.
Okay.
and Ollie
Ollie
King
was
of Rock.
King of Rick.
King of Rick. King of Rock.
Yeah, oh yeah.
King of Rock.
I don't know.
Those are awful.
But DJ Dream, no. I don't know how many times I'd hear that on the FX like Z100. The wet T-shirt contest this Thursday in DJ Dream.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. I went to those religiously. Absolute freaking.
And Scott was phenomenal.
Yes.
So.
Hey, if
Hey.
I could throw him in any club right now and give him the right things in front of him, just let him go through it, he'd kill it.
Every one of these old guys we talking about will
Hey,
kill.
speaking of radio DJs,
Yeah.
anybody remember Reckless?
Oh, of course.
Reckless, of course.
I
have to side
haven't
there.
heard him play in a while, so I don't know what he's doing.
He went.
I think
he
he's
found-
going
he
the
found-
family.
He found
family route.
Jesus,
He
and,
found Jesus and Donald Trump, and
Yeah.
so
and there you have it.
let's just stop until
we're
you.
gonna
let's-
stop
Yeah, I
We're
thought we
right
weren't
there.
going to go
No,
political
I know
here.
that, no, that's what I'm saying. Let's move back. I'm gonna move back and say that easily Reckless could be a Red Bull champion in the world, but he pulled back and didn't keep doing it. Like,
Oh, you're talking about if he would have kept going from the beginning?
yeah, just kept going.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
he was the only guy that I could see visually do what a lot of us do with the computer. He would do with 3 turntables in the studio at jamming all the time. I'd go
It's
with
true.
him in the studio, and then we'd do it in public sometimes. He's
What-
rocking 3 turntables and looping this and
Now,
sampling.
what do you figure about? Because people used to compare him against Juggernaut a lot too.
Jug.
Jug could not. Jug even would have bowed down to Reckless about that because Jug was.
But
a
then we got
scratcher.
about- but
Jug-
what about-
Jug's a great scratcher.
Jug is good, but what about OG1 though too?
Oh, God.
The man that's still current and killing it,
I
and
know.
basically has the job we all kind of wish we
Oh,
had.
yeah.
I wish I was a Blazer DJ. I
You guys
wish I
have
had a
fun with
Michael.
that.
I wish I had a Michael Jordan sponsorship.
Quincy, yeah, Skippy Quincy, yeah. You know, I mean, we're digging old dudes out of their. We're bringing a lot of old dudes out.
Old guys out the old crate here.
So
We're bringing old guys out of the crate. There we
yeah,
go.
exactly. So it's good talk though. I mean, it just tells you how long we've all been in Portland though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and a lot of people don't realize. I mean, I've been to Portland, but I've been so out of downtown.
Yeah.
You know, like
And that's the thing too is like we got tired of it. Even the Hit Squad, we got tired of like, oh well, if you guys aren't downtown, then you're not relevant. And that's why we were so. I think why Hit Squad did so well because we kind of said, you know what,
we don't
And
need downtown.
We don't need downtown, and we proved it. And we started going. We started catering to our crowds and said, look, you don't have to drive
Nah.
25, 30 minutes to go downtown and then
not
deal
at all.
with all that crap. Where's your you live in OC? Cool. We got a spot for you in OC. Or where do you live? Oh, you live in,
Yeah.
you live in Malala? Cool. There's a spot there.
Exactly.
So we created places that were closer to home, and I think that's why people really kind of vibe to us.
Exactly, you know, and it's funny because I know I've personally had talks with guys downtown, some of the new cats, and they asked me why am I no longer downtown? And I explained to them, it's like before COVID, there was only a handful of people making what we make downtown.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and the new guys would go like, "You're getting that? How much there? Really?" It's like, yeah, dude, you guys need to hit up the suburbs and get out of downtown. There's no money here, you know.
And well, I mean,
But-
we could also.
That's a whole other topic.
That's
Yeah,
a whole
it's
other topic.
another-
We will
another
talk
whole-
about
let's
DJ
get-
rates. That's a great topic. We'll talk about that
Let
later.
me finish this last part.
Yes,
Okay.
carry on.
So, if some of you follow this guy, me, DJ Sugar, I kind of always pull stuff out besides the top 40, the regular go-tos. I have Lime and a Coconut right here. The artist that's saying
The original
the
one?
original.
Not the Tyga remix?
No, this is the original. Right here, this
Wow.
guy. And I just have it in this box. Like, oh, wait, you know what I need tonight? I need a Lime and a Coconut.
He would purposely, I swear to God, there was times that you would purposely torture me when we were at the Greek and you would put something down and he put it down, give me this grin, play it, and then be like, I'm going to prove to you that I can make these people dance to it. And I'd be like, what the are you doing? And they would do it. And I just walk away. I'm like, I'm going to the bar. Like, because I would stress out. I would stress out so bad. Like, you're going to kill our reputation.
Oh, see, what else do we got here? Run, Robin, run. Fly, Robin, Fly. Silver Connection, right here.
Is that Steppenwolf?
No, this is all 70s music. This is like
Oh, okay. I thought it said Steppenwolf. I was like,
it's like a old 70s. And speaking of that, then I have all these old 70s ones. Like this one's got
there's another one that's got
George
Clinton.
Duke,
George Clinton on the
Stevie Wonder. Let's see what else.
George
we got.
Clinton, Funkadelic Sykes.
Oh, here, this is good, fun stuff. Best of Bobby Brown.
Yeah, that's a good
two,
one.
Two
Don't
of his
Be
hits
Cruel.
here. Two of his Aroni. Oh,
Tenderoni?
yeah.
Roni?
Rock with ya.
Rock with you. Another
Don't
Mixed
be cruel.
Cloud.
Girl, I'll never be that cruel to you.
And that's
No,
pretty
no,
much it. Like,
no.
oh, there we go. It's Parliament.
There we go.
Ship.
Oh, on the mothership
This,
connection.
I have no idea what this beautiful colored record is.
Wow, we should just
I-
play
I-
that.
I'd
one.
have
What was
to
on the
put-
front of that though?
But-
Oh wait,
Rapper's Delight.
No way.
No way. One side's a Rapper's Delight. The other one I can't.
It
remember.
says limited
Maybe
edition
Never
too.
mind the Bola.
That just needs to get framed and put up there in
That
the
must have
studio.
been a promo or something, dude.
First of all, it should be played and then framed.
We can hang that behind us.
We should.
There it is. See?
There.
Yeah.
It's done and done.
Yeah, man, crazy.
Oh man.
Wow. Sad that the only one that was damaged was the Prince record, though.
Was there a Prince record?
Yep.
I missed that. I was taking care of some other
Yep.
stuff. So yeah.
It is so warped.
It's really bad. But like I said, you could
Speaking
try.
of Prince, so I mean, you guys don't know how much I dig. Well, some people do. Just got a dope remix of Prince. So
which song? So many.
Purple Rain.
Ooh.
Oh, ouch! That is horrible.
You
Yeah.
people probably can't see it. My brother, we were trying to pull the camera earlier.
You know what's really horrible is that I have a 12-inch original of One Nation Under a Groove signed by George Clinton.
Oh wow.
And when my brother moved me, he cracked it, so it's not got a
So,
crack chips out of it.
so JV is asking, you guys need to do a night of playing this Creative Records. I don't know how many would actually play.
Oh, that's true. Oh, actual play. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good question.
Yeah,
I mean,
because-
I meant that one's warped, but we'll have to see what else.
they're
is
all
not
so
warped
dirty. It
or-
would literally take probably like at least a day to clean.
Cryptic's
to
great
clean
at
'em.
cleaning records.
Really? I think
Yes.
I think we just found a job for Cryptic.
And he
But-
is currently jobless.
Hey, I'm looking.
Well, wait, we're all jobless, so
Look no further.
Hey,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I did mention we should just go grab a bunch of those crates up here and
Ah,
just
it-
do a
it's
night
true,
of
he did say
playing random records
know,
Yeah.
and put our skills to the test.
yeah.
Steve, you kind of saw it that one night. My brother and I did. We just went back there and we started grabbing stuff out of the tubs.
Kippy, I know you're jocking your jaw. I could play them all. Man, King of Vinyl, blah 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 blah. He came down. Okay, so Kippy came down to the studio one time. He brought like 30 records. That's all he played because he was done. He didn't bring anything else with him. Didn't bring his computer. Didn't do anything. He played 30-second records.
And he was 100% sober.
bullshit. He was almost fell down the stairs.
I know.
So
that was my sarcasm.
I know exactly. So, long story short, he brings his 30 stacks and he was done. He's like, I'm done. I'm out.
It was like, we're still streaming.
Yeah.
Don't care. Bye.
He's out. Kippy's a good dude, though, man. Kippy's a great guy.
But we are.
And also a great DJ.
We don't love you if we don't
Yes.
give you crap.
Kip, come back up here and I'll play some breaks with you.
Now
break-
that would
I'll
be
break
one
out some
hell of a
vinyl.
show. Kippy.
Kippy versus Cryptic.
I'm a verse, but I would love to see,
K
hear
versus
those
K.
break beats.
If we get a
I'm
third
gonna-
K in there, we're
oh.
gonna have problems.
break beats. Ooh, man, they're both good.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna have to pull for Cryptic.
They're both really good at breakbeats.
They are
I don't
fantastic
see-
at
Wait.
breakbeats.
So, Kippy, if the rest of you guys watching, you need to go watch his show.
Especially
that
the
he has.
lunch break.
He does like an
His
afternoon
lunch break.
show, or sometimes
Yes.
11:30, 12, almost every day on
It's
Twitch.
Lunch
Yeah,
break.
Lunch break.
Yes.
Lunch break. And Kippy, yes, they're called sets. I understand what they're called.
God.
He is just all over us
Dude,
tonight.
how much
isn't
have
he?
you been drinking already, buddy? Come on.
No, he's not.
Not
He's
tonight.
like, nothing.
Not tonight.
Nothing. He's just.
I think he just got out of class.
So,
Are you taking over for Jeff then? Is that what you do? Are you becoming Grumpy Cat too? Is that what
We need to get Kippy back in a record store. That's where he was happy.
right?
So
Hell yeah. It sucks that Platinum closed down.
So
in
Cryptic,
Seattle.
you, me, and a bunch of other
Yeah.
people put our
That was
records.
his-
We put our records together, and Kippy runs our record store, right?
Hey, all right.
I don't want to
I'm down.
sell my records though, dude.
No, I
about
don't
you. I'm not
either.
selling-
I'm-
we
I'm
can rent them
attached to
out.
my collection.
We'll allow people to rent them out. You know. I think if we wait long enough, it'll
you guys-
actually become like a nostalgia where people.
Wait. Do you realize, both of you realize, vinyl is selling more than CDs, MP3s right now?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course it
Of course, I get that.
You know, so we have enough.
You're still not getting
we
any of
have
my
enough
records.
records. Why don't we like start like a Netflix for records though? Oh.
Because what if it comes back broken? What are you going to do? How are you going to
It's
replace it?
digitized. We can have it repressed.
Oh.
Kippy says library checkout. We're gonna.
There it is. See, I mean, there is options. So
That's not a bad idea. We'd have to do.
We'd have to digitize them first.
That would take a year. Literally.
Nah, not that. Cryptic's good at that too.
Cryptic doesn't have a job, so we'll just have him do it.
Oh, shit. Hey, what about a Netflix for videos, music videos?
That's useless.
Fuck MTV, because they aren't MTV anymore.
There's too many record pools that are doing videos now, and videos
Yeah.
are a dime a dozen.
Did you guys
You can rip them off
And you guys see
YouTube.
that meme? It was like, "Hey, MTV just turned 29 years old. Thanks for 14 years of music videos."
Yeah. So speaking of MTV,
Reality TV. That's
Speaking
what
of
it was.
MTV, who knows the original song that MTV launched with?
Video killed the radio star.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
and I was only one when that came out.
I just wanted to make sure. I mean, that's
That
like
was the very first one. Who remembers actually seeing "Smack My" by the Prodigy?
I don't remember
Because they only
that.
played it one time, and it was unedited, and they got the unedited version. They weren't supposed to, but they played it through one time, and they never played it again.
I missed it.
It
Yeah.
was epic.
Missed it. All right, I want to bounce out again. Let's get Sewell back in here.
Absolutely.
I know little Woody's running around here in the backstage.
He needs to be on here. I need a potty break.
All right, we'll bounce out. Let's get little Woody in here. Sewell's going to bounce back in here. I'm going to bounce out. I got to go
Little
take care of some
Woody.
things. Woody. Sugar was 39 already. Yeah. True.
Oh, God.
D was 1. Sugar was 39. Sugar is the oldest person sitting at this round table right now. So
And that's
Yeah,
why
it's
I'm
true.
kind of giving in during COVID. I'm
You guys are
Embrace-
young.
the baby
embracing-
Face, the baby
Yeah.
face is gone.
yes, embracing
The
the,
baby
oldness.
face. It's been gone for a while, bro. I hate
Yeah.
to tell you. As soon as you changed to the Stay Puft Marshmallow
Yeah.
Man there a little bit.
It gotta be
So-
sad, I gotta be jolly.
Didn't he have gray hair at
What?
25?
D's what? 45.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I just turned 40. Come on, man.
40?
Don't push it. Yeah,
Oh,
I just
damn.
turned 40 in
I
April.
thought you were older than me.
Nope.
Fuck you then.
Yep.
So.
Black don't crack, mother trucker.
All right, I'm out. I'm 43. Woody's coming up next.
We're gonna be like Dan Patrick. We'll have to like the age, weight.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Oh.
We're gonna have personal stat sheets for everybody to go down and trade us like trading cards.
Hey, Kippy, you got a job now.
Hit squad trading cards. There we go.
No, let's do it.
Old man, yes. Sugar is 183 years young. Nice try, Switch. Nice try. All right, I'm out. Peace, guys.
So, feedback right now. So far, this is our first show. This is just a debut of what we will be doing every month. We'll be always pulling out these records, talking about old men, but we can definitely talk about older times, or we could also, if you guys want to in the chat room, help us out and let us know what subject matter you want to talk about and want to know more about Sewell, about the industry, just about the world, how we're surviving here in Oregon.
So what do you think you learned from pulling this out, man?
What I did learn is the fact that there was definitely a box that was going to save somebody. Like, it was one of those ones when the whole Serato was coming out, and I was scared. And I was at times like, oh God, what is this thing? Is it gonna work? This box would have saved me if Serato wasn't working.
That's actually that's a good thing I'd like to hear about, because again, I came from radio and then I got into this, so I started later. Even though I'm 40 years old, I didn't start till I was like 29, 28 DJing. You started when? Like, how old were you?
We'll say officially like 12 years old.
Okay, so
12 years old, I was thrown into the DJ booth at the roller rink going, you're playing the records, you're playing the videos. By the way, I was back in the day, I would laugh at people when they were like, video mixing's the thing. No, it wasn't. I had a VHS machine, and we recorded MTV, BET, and we'd write 1102, rewind it, fast forward it, because we would rip it from the MTV show or BET and play music videos at the roller rink.
yeah, like when you're just trying to find that one little nude spot on that special movie. Yeah, I get it. No, I did
But
that
video
too.
mixing was definitely a whole new level. We had 4 VCRs, we had 4 turntables, and we had 6 tape decks.
6 decks.
And you would sit there and be playing on a back then was literally like a giant sound mixer in the roller rink.
That's crazy. So I guess my question is, because I came in a little bit on that time where you had to have a few pieces of records just in case your computer crashed or something, but it was pretty dependable. So was that a scary transition in the fact when that computer program, did you start on like the pre-Serato? I can't even remember the name of the program that was like right.
I didn't do the one right before it.
Oh, okay.
I remember it was something like Vinyl Lock or, hey, Kippy, what was the first program that you guys were selling at Platinum before Serato? There was a program that was being sold at like Platinum Records Seattle and Portland in the beginning, and
Stanton Scratch.
Scratch.
Okay.
Final Scratch.
Final Scratch. There
That's
it
what
is.
it was called.
Oh,
Final Scratch.
Jason got us.
What,
from
wasn't there virtual DJ about that same time too?
I don't know. I just remember Vinyl Scratch being like the first breaking into this whole industry.
Yes, it was the first. For
Yeah.
sure.
So just to clarify, so if there's anyone that's not a DJ listening, we are talking about what do we call it? CV programs, I guess, that we're using.
DVS.
DVS. Thank you. There's the
Thank
term
you,
I was
Switch.
looking. We are looking. So DVS stands for Digital Vinyl Systems. These are systems we use now all the time. That you no longer have to have a whole crate. You get to have just a couple pairs of these, and it goes into the computer and imitates. Basically, Serato imitates what the vinyl was actually doing. So what we were talking about was the first few that came out, and one was called Final Scratch, and then Serato started hitting the game, and Virtual DJ around the same time, right?
Yeah.
Did you use Virtual DJ?
I did not.
Never used
that
Virtual DJ.
Tractor. I just
And Tractor. Tractor's another one.
That one came out, and I didn't connect with me.
Yeah, so the reason I think that is because this is the way I always looked at these software. So for anyone that ever had a question, I don't know anything about Final Scratch, but I started on CDJ players, right?
Okay.
Like, I started on the old Denons or whatever that would come out and then like have little jog wheels on the top.
I remember those.
Well, hold on.
Yes.
Hold on a
I'm
sec.
holding-
God is speaking to us
So,
from the other room.
Yes, ma'am.
Final Scratch was the original version of Serato.
Okay.
There you go, guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I mean, that's when you pray, they answer.
Yes.
That's kind of how it works.
I don't know about you guys watching and the World Wide Web, but like we're getting these voices from the other room sometimes, and we're like, "What? Who's
Yeah,
talking?
they're-
You're not here."
We have control boys in there actually talking to us from the production room as well.
Hey, so you guys in the chat room, one question for you. Sugar still has his vinyl collection. I still have my vinyl collection. Sugar, if you're cool, we should make this a regular thing not every Tuesday, once a month when we do this, and show some of our collection off. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, let us know in the chat room if you guys
And
want to
stories
see
behind it.
stories behind our different boxes of records.
I have to correct myself. Jason Goley is right from the one stop. That was Scratch Studio from Scratch Live, not Final Scratch. My bad.
So those were some of the first DVS. And one of the reasons I think that Serato goes with you and a lot of DJs that started out on vinyl was the fact that, so Serato, in my opinion, is a DVS program, a software designed by DJs for DJs, kind of, like guys that it was actually structured around vinyl, like how you would do turntablism,
Yeah,
right?
and that's what I always felt
So-
comfortable with, still to this day, is that turntable is just as much a guitar for me than a bass player, a bass guitar, a drum set, a harmonica, you know. Like, so when other guys are like, oh man, I can play on that, and that, and I'm like, I don't feel comfortable playing outside this guitar. I
Yeah.
feel so much better playing guitar than playing bass, which a lot of times I have to compare that to like a CD player similar to the whole thing, or DVS, you know.
So Kippy said he can bring his U-Haul filled of vinyl and show us all that. That would take probably more than just 3 hours, but we can plan that.
Yeah,
we can maybe
pl-
make
we
like
can-
a
we can
whole
plan.
month of Kip Rocks collection. But the other software too, for those of you out there, Virtual DJ, the other one mentioned, is more of like, I feel Virtual DJ was kind of designed by computer programmers. Like, you have to do a lot of setup in the backside of it to actually get it to work with whatever piece of hardware you go with. Where Serato, right? You just plug it in, it goes.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why a lot of people use that. And then Tractor was actually based a lot more towards the producer type of guy, the guy that was like producing his own beats. Because if you looked at a screen of that thing's actually confusing.
No, it is.
If you're just a vinyl guy, or even just a CDJ guy, that can be pretty confusing. It's just basically 4 boxes around.
At
So-
the same time, I'm going to back you up. I've seen people that may put so much work into that production, you know?
Absolutely.
And then when it comes to performance, they're using this format inside the Tractor that is the equivalent to sync. It's just like, oh, match. And it will match the next song into the next song into the next song in Tractor.
Yeah, and so that's actually one of the things that they're really known for, and I think a lot of people that use it do enjoy that feature. And that feature, yes, it is a very argumentative feature, you know, because when you had to learn on vinyl, you had to what? What do you call it? Twist the nipple? You call it paint the fence on the other method that you use.
I use my pitch control and I paint the fence.
Yes.
And glide it in.
And that'll change the tempo of both sides. And now the programs will actually mathematically take what we call the audio fingerprint nowadays and actually map all that out and then sync it together so you don't have to do that as much. But I don't know. You're not a big fan of it.
Nope.
Clint's all right with it. I think it's a useful tool if you're doing something more that you couldn't have done on vinyl, you know?
And see, that's why, like, the world's best, okay, DJ Craze, and Four Color Zach, when they use it, especially Craze, he's using it to really elevate the performance. He is doing more than just letting it sync up. It's synced, and then he's also doing some other effects things, and he's flipping stuff over, and he's sampling it in, and like...
And so we probably kind of sit on the same page then on this issue, because that's the way I feel. If you're doing that much more than what you would just be doing on normal, then it's okay to be using the sync button, right?
But my issue is that beginner DJ doesn't even know how to elevate that high, and he's using it at beginner level.
And I'm actually agreeing with you on this, because the fact is, if you're just like, even my mixing, I have no need to use sync, because I am just doing a very simple structure of matching up beats and fading out or doing one little spin out or something. I'm not doing anything that needs like added layers of all sorts of things. But if you're trying to you're trying to make a whole new song at once, right? Like, you want 4 songs or 3 songs, and you want the bass line out of one, and you want this, and now we're kind of getting into stems. But you can somewhat do that by if you could sync 2 of the decks, and then you had a third hand, right? So I think something like that, I think it's useful.
You know, I could agree with that.
Yeah.
Because you need something stable that's not going to, because we also know that songs can scale up and down.
Yeah.
Even though...
Sugar.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because, like, my worst one is now I just want
Michael Jackson's
there's a 70s song, Brick House Scales, and the original, like on 12-inch,
Horribly.
and I'm trying to sit there and do it. I remember the first time I did it in front of DJ Control, and he's like, "What are you doing? That paint the fence isn't going to help you." But then my brother, for example, was having an issue last Friday. That's like, "Fuck, these records aren't syncing together."
So, yeah, man, what was that emotional outbreak? What's that happened?
Oh, last Friday?
Yeah.
For the fact that that's the frustration. I don't know what to tell you. Look, I mean, it's like, okay, so everybody will agree here that I am way more harder on myself than anybody else. Like I would never need a critic because I would be. I know there's the saying, everybody's their own worst critic. No. There's them, and then there's me. I'm like I'm the person that would go home and take a cat of nine tails and thrash my back because I made one mistake. So I guess
I feel you on that because
Thank
I
you.
do that to myself all the time.
Thank you. And I guess it's one of those things where, like, we go back to the Hit Squad of how much respect I have for this group, how much respect I have for Clint and you guys, Clint funding this, you funding this, putting this together, spending time, like hours and hours and hours of research and development, literally R&D, hours and hours, days of R&D. And so then I come on and, obviously having these people, every single person in our chat room, especially a lot of them are DJs or people like, like Indian Honey who knows, the industry so well that she has a trained ear. So she's not just a listener. She actually has a trained ear. And so it gets to me. And it's like, man, I make that one mistake. And then I'm like looking at the chat feed. Did anybody catch that? And then I'll see Sewell and Clint over there, the mics, and they all go, oh. And of course, I can't hear anything until I get done and then go back and watch the whole show when I get home. And then I just cringe. So
We're just trying to cover,
Yeah, so thanks. Because that makes it feel so much better.
Talk over it. He's wrecking. Talk over it.
So Friday was, first of all, my headphones. I'm one of those people that babies headphones, and for some reason I have the worst luck with them working for me. So those are so old. I mean, those are probably easily over 10 years old, and I think they finally just bit the dust on Friday. So the combination of that, the glitching that was going on with Twitch, and I just got frustrated. I just sometimes you just need to cut your losses and walk away. And I did that, and of course threw the headphones against the wall. So
you mentioned all the stuff we've had to do during COVID, and we were talking about and how we've had to learn the streaming world and all that.
Yeah.
But prior to this, man, not only has it changed us, it has actually changed our industry as a whole, right?
Oh, it will forever be changed. It will never go back to the way it was.
Sugar, how's your life been different like 5 months ago, man? 6 months ago before COVID?
Let's want to drag this in. Yeah. Okay, let's start. We'll go personal, and then we'll go business.
Can anybody
Personally, I feel like I'm the only human being in the state of Oregon that has not collected one penny for unemployment. I have filed 4 times. I have talked to 6 different people online. On phone, and I've gotten nothing because my job is not able to happen. Like majority of things that I want to do or be able to do as a DJ, as a host, has all been told in the state of Oregon, no, you can't.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
if you do, wait, guess what? And if you do it, you're going to get in trouble and you're going to lose more money that you don't make. So for the last 5 or 6 months, actually technically 7 months for me, I'm not making any money.
Yeah, and
except on OnlyFans.
Yeah, only his.
Oh,
only,
what?
Yeah,
Someone's making money off me then because I have not signed up. What?
It's not much, trust me, but it's there.
Because he has this pictures of me laying down on my hairy butt one time, and he's been waiting one day to release it out again off MySpace.
And now that OnlyFans is around, he's like, I am cashing in.
You're goddamn right.
Dude, you got to.
The last time that he really tried to get me for my birthday was I came out of a shower on New Year's in front of our roommates with a sock on my cock. And I'm like,
Whoa.
Where the hell are the towels? And everyone took a picture. He took the picture and put it all over our MySpace. When you could make your MySpace like this, so you would see pictures of me. And then my birthday was like a few days later. All these girls show up with
packages of socks.
It said Sugar's cock protectors.
It totally blew back in my face. Like all these girls, like here, happy birthday, Suge, with packages of socks.
My
and I'm like,
naked body with a sock on the cock, and it was DJ Sugar's cock protectors.
It blew up in my face.
Dude, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah, so financially it's hurt us a ton, but also what we've been watching too is clubs disappearing.
Restaurants, clubs, wedding venues are closing.
Tons of them.
Which I never thought wedding venues would close. Besides the ones that burnt down, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about it though. When you put yourself
Yeah, dude, that sucks.
when you put yourself
Yeah.
in a niche, okay, you pigeonholed yourself in one small industry.
Oh, Kippy.
Yeah.
Ankle sucks.
They were tube socks, sir. Tube socks.
Yeah, unfortunately. But when
They were children tube socks.
yeah,
but they were
yeah,
there.
because let's not forget about who wore little Transformer boy underwear for the pajama party at Dirty. Yeah, don't worry, we'll post up that picture too sometime.
I left my foot way up here.
Oh, jeez.
I just got a little nifty sock colors.
Operation Socks.
that's
Operation.
cute.
That's cute.
That's super cute.
You know, for
Did they have the individual toe cut out so each toe could go in?
No. Those are creepy, man.
Those are weird.
Like at a gym.
Says the
at a
guy
gym
that's
when you work out, you see people wear the shoe or the
Yeah.
sock with the toes. Ugh.
says the guy that's
Okay, let's move
literally deathly afraid of Oompa Loompas.
Let's go into what we've. So, how many off the top of our head in our market alone can we think of that are closing their doors? We don't know if they're going to open back up at all.
I can tell you, like we just talked about this, so I can tell you that Dirty's done.
Okay.
I don't know.
You did talk about this?
Yeah, we talked about this earlier.
Oh, okay.
Well, we didn't. We talked about it not on streaming, but we
Oh,
talked
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah. Okay. I was
So,
like, what?
Dirty's done. Evil One said, "I know he already Fortune's gone, and Maxwell and Tube
Or up for sale.
are up for sale.
For you?
Shake might open up, but
No,
probably
they're
not.
opening. I just saw I got
Okay.
ads for it right now.
I heard that Hobos is going to be closed. So there's 5. Jones definitely done.
Yeah, cool.
Um,
Don't know about whiskey. They've been really quiet.
Whiskey is not going to close because that's what happens when you own the building. That's the
okay.
difference.
And
People still go to whiskey?
see, it doesn't need to. Wait. So that's another thing about life sometimes. When you have old money, like those owners do,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
That's
It's
true.
a tax write-off.
They are literally the family, that the daughter,
And good people, by the way.
They
Very
are
good people.
But it's just crazy to me when some people that are all struggling, aka myself, couch surfing and trying to survive, and here's is this person that can just be like, I don't care if the world doesn't open up anytime soon.
Yeah.
I will just go ahead and.
Candy is still alive and kicking
Okay.
for right now. But really, that's pretty much all the clubs.
And-
Dixie's
and-
still good.
and,
Dixie's
all over
good.
all over local news. For
Oh,
decades.
CC Slaughters.
CC Slaughter.
CC Slaughters. 4 decades.
The
of
last
The
gay
last
straight.
true gay dance club.
Right.
Like I think
Ember's closed a long
I'd
time
like
ago.
to call it, like the last true safe dance spot. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
when there's something. And by the way, I was there 4.5 years, I think.
Right, and I
then
was
you
there
were
too.
like 2.
Yep.
Sugar, did you?
No.
I did there.
You did.
You
Yeah.
didn't have residency, though.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Anyway,
It
so
wasn't very long because they didn't want to pay.
It was one time.
And then that was so weird that. Okay,
Does
we'll
it
talk
count
about-
as residency if it's only one gig?
no, I think that's a good. I think residencies have to be like a few months before you actually can call it a residency.
Yeah.
I think so. Anyways, in my opinion, but 4.5
I don't
years-
know if I'm going to tune in here. Sorry
Okay.
about that, guys. But
No.
speaking of residencies, I wouldn't call it a residency unless you're there for like 6 months straight.
That's,
Because
that's
you
fair.
can't you can't call it a monthly and call it a residency. You're only there once a month.
Right. That's just a show.
That's just a show, and Cryptic would be a good dude to talk about that because he does a lot of monthlies, or used to do a lot of monthlies. But then again, then you get bi-monthlies or whatever. But I think to be a resident DJ, you need to be there a solid 6 months every Friday, Saturday night.
It was every
agree.
Thursday. It was every Thursday.
Or every Thursday or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Or your name is literally on the flyer that they post up for every week.
And so you guys
Yeah.
did talk about the fact that he was the first.
You got to get a little closer, man.
He was the first at CC's. That wasn't a gay DJ. It wasn't.
Yep.
Yeah, you were actually one of
I
the
was
first.
the first.
And let's clarify in a minute too. Like on Thursday nights, they did a hip hop night, which is actually kind of rare in a gay.
It was
dance
called
club.
Hype Thursdays. Well, actually, it was every Thursday, but then once a month they would do Hype Thursdays, where they actually would bring in dance crews,
Which
and
is
that was
super cool.
awesome.
It was so.
It was so cool. So you'd have dance crews, and then you'd even maybe have like a small little drag queen show. I mean, it was dope.
Yeah, I mean,
And it was an easy night for you as a DJ.
Oh,
Could
it
you
was
literally
so
maybe
great.
DJ'd for maybe 45 minutes the whole time?
I don't
Maybe a little bit longer. I
It
don't know.
was a little longer. When it
I'm
got
glad I didn't deal with that.
when it got to me and we were doing that, well, it still turned out where I was about a 3 hour. It only cut about an hour and a half out of my sets, like which my 4 hour sets.
But I will say this: one of the best things about CC Slaughter's was the fact that you didn't MC. There was Bolivia Carmichael. And
absolutely beauty, man.
Dude,
How long was Bolivia there?
She's still there.
Well, she's not there now.
Oh yeah, but I gotta say,
Sunday's supposed to be the last day, wasn't it?
Yeah,
This Sunday.
This Sunday.
yeah, which she does the drag queen show every Sunday. So I would say she's got to been there at least 15 years, easy.
Easily.
Yeah.
I would have to ask her.
And
Man,
I say it is such a thrill as a DJ when you literally have nothing to do but concentrate on the music, and then somebody is hyping you up and the
It's so
crowd,
good.
and you don't. That's it
But she was also really good at her job because we've also dealt with some really
Man.
shitty MCs where I've actually shut the microphone off on them and they come up and it's like, I can't hear nothing. Well, shut up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to DJ
Stop
here.
talking over my song.
Exactly.
I will say the majority of drag queens that emceed for me on Thursday night,
Right.
if she wasn't there, it was typically her. But we're pretty good. They were all good.
Yeah, because there was also Nemo. Nemo was another one that was also a really good MC.
Since we're into this MC, I want a quick story real quick. So Greek Resina, I am always having to prep up the room one night, and I'm going to get the whole evening was crazy in the fact that I started my night off by pushing out this window, and it slid through my arm.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a dog bite if you could.
It actually looks like a backwards Nike
wow.
symbol. At least
But
it did.
the
whole
glass
plate, came
was
down.
stuck in my arm, almost the size of a record in my arm.
It was awesome.
And so I pull it out.
That's awesome.
I wrap it up like this, and then I tell someone as I run up there, like, I just got cut by this window. Go get Ted Pappas or somebody, but don't call the paramedics. I don't have health insurance. So at the next minute, I go to the bathroom. I go like this. Whoa, more blood comes out. Then I'm coming out there, and the other guy comes up with Ted Pappas, and they're like, hey, what's wrong? And I go, my arm. And then the blood starts squirting, and I faint. I wake up in the hospital at first. They put a bandage on it. I come back to Greek Resina the same night. Wrapped up.
Yeah.
DJing with one arm.
Oh, man.
Wait. So I'm DJing with one arm, wrapped up. This MC that we had, now this is the MC part of the story.
Okay.
This guy, I've been telling him multiple times, don't be offensive to people.
Oh, yeah.
And he used to always be like, fuck you, bitch. You better get down. Hey, you motherfuckers, you better do it this way. Oh, fuck you, hoes. And I turned off his mic and I
Hope
go,
we're not being censored on this.
We're on Facebook and YouTube. I don't know.
I'm sorry, Facebook. But
Somehow
I forget
we're not on Facebook anymore. I don't know. what
Yeah,
happened.
probably not.
So this guy is doing this. I'm one-armed,
Yeah.
and I'm running in the crowd after
I
him.
remember this.
My brother had just, I forgot you were working somewhere else and came back to the Greek with that night, like splitting the shift or something.
No, we used to go. We would send each other out to go do
Promo,
our rounds.
okay.
We would do our rounds and go check out the other clubs to see how many people they had, and then come back and see.
Is that when you got kicked out of Bar 71?
I think it could have been one of those nights, but not that night.
Yeah.
But here I am, one-armed.
good story, though.
One-armed, been in a hospital, come back,
Yeah, we
and
got
this
that.
guy won't shut up on the microphone and be offensive.
Right.
And I go chasing him with one arm
Yes.
in the middle of the club.
I remember. Yeah, he goes. If you say it one more time, I'm gonna beat the crap out of you. The guy was like, "Mother beep," and he just dropped it and chased this dude.
And for the record, this guy was bigger than me.
He was huge, and I'm like,
And my anger was just like,
I'm kind of like going, "What just happened?"
That's
I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna go on the decks."
That's the MC story. MCs that do not need to be doing their job offensively or ruining everyone's experience.
Yeah, your job is to inform and entertain, not offend. You know, like, I mean, I get it. You can be aggressive and things like that, but I completely agree with you. But absolutely, I totally enjoyed Bolivia Carmichael and working with her.
Oh,
and
What an amazing person.
I did want to make an extra effort to just express how much I think our community is going to miss that club. You know?
I honestly, I've never worked for such an easy group of people. I mean, the staff there were just absolutely amazing.
So good,
The
too.
fact that every Thursday they would bring in the Sisters of something. I forget. It was basically these men dressed in drag queen but looked like nuns. Welcome to Portland. But they would literally, for the community, if you came early, would do a blood test they would bring in a certified nurse and have everybody get tested for HIV or any other type of STDs, and they would come in and for absolutely free, and they would come in with every single Thursday. And it's just, to me, like supporting the community, any type of community, but definitely the LGBTQZYXYPDQT community. It was amazing.
So a lot, I would say, man, do we dare say like 80% of them?
Of the clubs?
Yeah, downtown.
Well,
or at least in Old Town. That's
Every bit of 80% of clubs
At least
downtown
80%.
have closed because of COVID.
Fez, that was the third floor above
Fez,
Aura.
that's what it
Yes,
was.
I got it.
Yes.
so 80, or would we say 90%?
I would say 90%.
I would
Not
'Cause-
quite.
'cause-
or are we
'cause
there
look,
yet?
What's
I would
gonna
say
be
85% of Old Town is done.
What's going to be open? You have Whiskey Bar. You have Spice, which is not a nightclub at all. It's a gentleman's club. You got Dixie, right? You have Barrel Room.
Maybe Barrel Room.
Maybe Barrel Room.
We only know for sure Shake.
Maybe
because
Shake.
Shake is reopening.
And Candy isn't technically Old Town. It's
No,
the Pearl District.
no.
So
But then we still have Evil One's place, Tube, and Maxwell's.
It's for sale. Both
They
of them
are
for sale.
both, as far as we know. I don't know. I haven't been able to confirm that. So, so I mean, we have Tube and Maxwell's.
Right. Both of those are for sale. So now, could somebody else buy them and then open it up? Because it's pretty
Of course
much
they
going to
could.
be
Yeah, just like Shake. Shake has new owners.
It'll be a turnkey situation. Yeah, but still.
Yeah. So
Oh, and remember, District's done.
Is it?
District is done.
Did
or
we say District? Oh,
Valentine's
sorry.
is
Valentine's.
closed.
That's sad.
Okay, well, all that whole block right there. Come on, guys. Those are little closets that happen to sometimes have music.
it's true, but
That whole
Yeah, but
that whole
alleyway-
Ankeny Alley always has venues that have music.
Yeah, and it's fun too. Like,
Come on, let's go down that row of music in that alleyway.
So you go Trist, which is all vinyl.
Trist is probably going to close too.
Yes. You got Trist
So-
on the right side, all vinyl. Then you got District, which is all hip hop.
Top 40
and ratchet,
hip-hop,
right?
yes.
And then you go Valentine's, which
Valentine's.
is the exact opposite. It's
Then
all
you can go
house.
across the street to Kit Kat.
Then you go to Kit Kat, or then you can go to Fuse at the very end.
Fuse.
Yeah, all that
So-
packed in that little
District
alleyway.
and Fuse are the only two I know that are staying open.
As far as we know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
District
well-
currently is doing private parties. They're not even open technically private.
Well, technically
bar.
they can't because they've already got major fines from OLCC.
Yeah, but that's a different story.
so
Yeah.
that's the alley. Is that Old Town still? That's Old Town.
Technically not because it's on the other side of Burnside.
Burnside.
Okay, so on the other side of Burnside, for those of you who haven't been to Portland, we had kind of a really unique thing in the fact that the streets shut down, and you could walk across them to whatever clubs. They shut down about, what is it, like 4 or 5 blocks worth of streets?
Yeah, that's 4 square
They would go
blocks.
from Burnside to Davis, and then from, what was it,
Fifth.
2nd to 5th?
2nd to 5th.
Yeah, but for people that don't live here, how many blocks is that?
Oh, that would be every bit of four square blocks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
And we're talking big city blocks.
Yeah, we're not talking about
I mean, and it was cool because for the people that don't know Portland, but yeah, they would totally block the road off. Barricades would come out at Friday night, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, your car better not be down there.
No, but it would get towed.
It would get. They
Yeah.
made so
They made
much
a lot of money off towing cars.
Yes,
oh
exactly.
My God. And it's not like the
Shake.
signs. It's not like the
Opening.
grand opening. Okay.
The
This
the
Friday.
best place for people watching though too.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
So many drunks,
When-
so many fights, so many
me and my brother.
people trying to escape cops and getting tased and falling face first right in the pavement.
You could literally
I
bring a
mean,
bucket
it
of
was
popcorn
awesome.
and a camping chair and
Yeah.
just sit there on the 4 corners and just
But
be completely entertained.
Let's be real about this, though. It's not all COVID's fault why Old Town is closing, though. I mean,
No, it's the city.
a lot of it has to do with the city of Portland and the homeless problem. That
Yeah, wait. That's exactly what the
know.
news said, and the CC owner or whatever came on TV. Due to homeless, was one of the number one reasons why they're shutting down.
Yeah.
The homeless problem.
They literally have tents right outside their entrance of both
Yeah,
sides,
dude,
and they're not
it's
doing anything.
horrible.
Defecation pits, all that stuff, open bared needles, all that, and then nothing's being done.
I wonder how many of those are people that are actually camping out there and doing protests though too.
It might be
On the other
nowadays.
side of Hawthorne, there's like a whole tent city.
Oh,
That's
well,
different,
as
though.
well.
Yeah.
No, I can tell you from being down there and working on there, like on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Yankees score. Let's find out.
So, but what was that other train place called, D? That was over on the southeast side, down by Pratt and Lambert. You remember it's on the east side. There was a little train track.
You're talking about right next to Littman and Co. That
well,
venue. That's the one that Chris Easter and Lenahan were trying to open up, and it never worked.
No.
This one was open. I know a bunch of house kids like DJ Scotty Boy was over there.
Yeah, it was a train.
Scotty Bounce.
Scotty Bounce. But anyway, that place closed too.
Well, if you're talking about the East Bank, wasn't that Dragon Cube or Red Dragon spot?
Red Cube is still around.
Red Cube spot.
That's 45 East.
Thank you. Okay, so they're still open.
Yeah. So.
And then of course, damn it. No vacancies gone.
No vacancies gone. Let's all not forget Pioneer Pub still rocking. We did a huge remodel there.
Shameless plug there. Holy
You betcha.
crap.
Just to let you know, when things get going, the spot you're going to want to be at is Pioneer
Because there's
Pub.
no cops that hang out in the OC.
Yeah, which
every
brings up,
block.
I've been saying it for a long time now, dude. Pioneer Pub, I don't know. I'm just kind of biased here, but after the remodel, you guys need to go check it out. I mean, we've done some tremendous things there with it for sure.
I don't know why you're
So
saying
stay
we.
tuned.
I don't know why I'm saying we. It's all Clint. Clint's done the whole
wait.
entire remodel. Take some credit
So
for
I was
yourself,
going to just
Clint.
say that, like, Pioneer
no,
Pub
I
is-
went on a wood run. Like, I went down there when he was building the stage. And
So you're a gopher.
Yeah.
Gopher
yeah,
wood.
It was pretty cool.
Congratulations.
Yep.
So once again, this is also sponsored by Pioneer Pub. Oregon City, Main Street, your destination, refreshments and in dancing.
Yes, exactly.
Just
I mean,
Don't drink
but
2 hours before you
between
leave.
Featuring DJ Clint.
DJ Clint.
well, Sugar lost his Sugar lost his residency at the beach.
7
DJ
years.
Clint.
7 years at the beach.
D is giving up DJing and going to turn into a chef, so he's losing Spice.
Yep.
Nate lost CC Slaughters,
Yep.
but he still has Malala.
Yeah.
By the way, when we get off air, I have some big questions, maybe to tell the audience later, but I have some ideas from Malala.
So anyway, and then myself at Pioneer Pub. So I mean, I'm sitting pretty clean here.
Oh, jeez.
So anyway, guys,
So downtown's screwed.
there,
Bottom line.
downtown is screwed.
Wait, do we think that Hood River might come back?
Hood River will come
They
back.
will. It's just, I mean, they're in the same thing everybody else is. They moved to. I mean, I think their closing time might be midnight.
Nah,
but
it's still 10 o'clock.
It's still
All
10.
state is 10.
Yeah,
I've
so-
been
Yeah, the whole
checking
state's
on
still
this.
10.
No,
They pushed
I mean,
everybody back.
They've been nice enough to like throw me an update once in a while, and I feel very confident that
When the world opens.
when the world opens, we will be back there.
So, and that brings up a point, though, because I know I told all the venues that I'm in charge of, do not bring us back until the second phase.
Yeah.
Because we want them to make as much money as possible to stay open in the long run. If we're there trying to take their money right now, we're not going to have a job in 2 years.
You know, and that's another thing too, Clint, about Hit Squad DJs is the fact that we have always been modest, like you said, no ego. So we would do, like, when we start off with a place, we would only do like maybe a 6 or 8 week contract and just say, hey, let's go start this. And if it wasn't working out, we wouldn't try to run it into the ground. We would
Step away.
respectfully just bow out
Yeah.
because. And there's a lot of owners that I even know myself, but I don't know about you guys, but would be like, really? You're going to leave? Like, we're not making you any money, so there's no point of us being here.
And we got a lot of respect from a lot of owners for that reason. We're not there just to take their money. We're there to make them money. That's our bottom line is of our job, to make the bar owner money as DJs.
And let's also, no DJ wants to play to an empty room. That just
horrible.
kills you.
See, that's the point that
Except
I
Sugar.
don't want to
Except Sugar.
Sugar can play in a closet.
You stick him in a corner, dude. We'll shut the lights off right now, and you'll just all of a sudden hear turntables start.
I said last time, Mom put you in the corner too many times, and you just found a way to entertain yourself, and it's never changed.
Okay, and wait. So I have to say, even though I like DJing all the time to anything, but at the same time,
to no
To
one.
anything.
And to no one.
I at the same time, I'm so looking forward to waiting till like people can really engage. You know, it's one thing because like I've been hearing other spots around the nation that they're sitting at a table or sitting in their fucking car. Well, sorry, once again, sitting in their
Never
car.
been on radio.
Yeah.
And so they're in their cars. Like, how much fun do you really dance in your car? Like,
You're doing it right there. You did it.
I didn't,
Yeah,
but I
that's
did
you
enjoy
did.
it. I was forced to do that.
You didn't like that?
No.
That didn't feel good.
It sure looked good.
It looked nice.
Okay.
So we're in this title already, but let's go for it. So, is this going to return to normal? Like, do we think when they open up are people gonna rush in, or what's their behavior gonna be like?
I think people are going to rush in because they're already doing it. People are sick of this. They are so done with the governor. They're so done with the, well, yeah, it's airborne. It's not airborne. You need to wear a mask. We're so sick of the wishy-washy back and forth stuff. It's like, are eggs bad for you or are they not bad for you? And we're done. We are so done, and we're just waiting for that phase 2 so we can actually, I think it's going to be a rush. But will it ever go back? I don't think so. I think we found other ways of entertaining ourselves, and so that train has left the station.
I don't think it's going to go back to normal for a while, as the normal as we used to know it. Just my opinion. The people are going to come out, like Dee is saying, is going to be the people that don't care. They're the ones going to be coming out, filling the venues up. The people who are still scared, I'm not going to come out, I don't have a vaccine, blah, blah, blah. Those are the ones that are going to stay home, and those are the ones that are speaking the loudest right now. The ones that don't care aren't really saying a whole lot.
Right.
I think it's going to be a slow comeback with smaller venues. So not like the big, large club that you think of as being like, oh, I'm going out to the club dancing. It's more like the bar that may have a small dance floor that has a DJ.
Yeah.
And it'll start off slow like that for quite a while before you see the big clubs come back.
So you think it's safety in small numbers then?
Yep.
That's a good point.
See, I already felt like the economy was doing that to us anyway.
It was. Pioneer Pub, only dance floor in Oregon City.
DJ Clint every weekend at Pioneer Pub.
Shameless plugs,
But-
I know.
So to expand upon that, I feel it's not going to be the same. We like to the point of what everyone was saying. Sugar just said one of the key points. I believe that the big clubs were already fading, right?
Yeah.
Cryptic already said that the small places are where people are going to go. I honestly think the large rooms are not going to reopen, and there's not going to be a use for them.
Not unless it's like some
for a very
destination.
long time. Because let's face it, the generation of humans younger than us were they don't communicate the same. We saw that. I saw that in my small rooms prior to this, how they will come out in separate groups and dance on a floor, or they won't dance at all. Like I see that a lot in the smaller
I don't
rooms.
see dancing at all. I see status. That's all it is. So how many bottles can you pop?
Well,
Who's looking at me?
your club is gentlemen have to sit there and watch the chick go around the pole.
I see our one of our favorites from Texas is letting us know that, around the country, there's a lot of people just rushing to go ahead and enjoy it. In Texas, I'm seeing lots of venues in Texas. Full on full.
Yeah,
Florida,
in Florida
Texas,
too, yeah.
Oklahoma,
Or not full, but like they're
Kansas City. Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you think that actually that's probably the most dangerous thing? Because most of those people that don't care and are tired of it are the ones that probably haven't been doing the preventive things. So they're probably going to be the ones that are skyrocket right back up as soon as we fully open.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, but I also just think this was a, like the final axe swing of the end
nail
of the
in the
tree.
coffin.
Yeah, the nail in the coffin that was going to set it to this new existence anyways. The next question in our points are there going to be gigs available? Yes and no. I don't think they will be anything like what we had seen in the past. I think it's going to be harder. I think it's going to be tough to see the money right away, as far as like bars go. I think that the mobile thing, weddings is traditional, and I think that if that comes back by next summer, which it should, let's hope, will probably be bigger and harder than ever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be.
Well, you think like maybe make a repeat wedding because they didn't get a good
Yeah,
one?
because
so
they
want the big kahuna now?
Well, no, they just had to. So many from this year had to get pushed to next year.
Oh, that's a
You
good
know what I'm
point.
saying? So
Yeah.
scheduling wise, I think August is like the biggest wedding month of the
And
year.
we'll be here to help.
So back in
There's going to be
our
big.
chat right now, and I was going to pivot into what these people are talking about. Like down in Arizona, they've already packed out a venue on a Friday night. DJ Switch talking about niche stuff, and I know that already for myself, I'm finally getting something in October, but they're small little birthdays because they can't do their birthdays at the bar. They can't go to Pioneer Pub, and instead they're calling
yet.
me and they're saying, "Hey, come out to my friend's property." and we'll put you in a little bubble, and we
Yeah.
want you to DJ and host it for us.
Bubba boy.
Well, I think not only weddings but events in general. So if most DJs, if we can market ourselves, market towards large events like, hey, Intel's throwing this huge party, or
to get
Nike,
in
or one of
Intel's.
those kind of parties, where
That's the dream
they learn.
gig.
Well, let's circle
Get
back
your
to what
name in
JV said, though. It'll be hard to find DJs. There is a good point to that. I mean, I deal with that in my current day job, finding good workers, because when the construction turned down, everybody jumped ship to a different career. So now we have a huge shortage, and we're paying out the butt for tradesmen, plumbers, electricians, sheetrockers. It's super expensive right now because there's nobody doing it. I think that's going to be the case for us. I don't know how many of you guys watch Marketplace, Craigslist, Facebook, all that stuff for people selling their gears. There's a ton of gear being sold right now.
Oh yeah, I'm on OfferUp almost every day. So it's crazy. It's like when the pandemic first started, and Sewell can verify this as well. It was all, if you had any type of outdoor gear, bikes, kayaks, bike rack, like anything doing with getting outdoors and exercising, it was selling. Like I sold a bike rack that was like 10 years old for $200, and it was worth maybe $50.
Let's get back to Big Buddy Knock there. He just said he did his first outdoor event, dude. And you're right, Knock. It's going to be a different world, dude. It's not going to be what we used to know it as. Do you think Clint and the rest of you guys that some of these wannabe DJs that came in with their laptop and they're gone. They're gone.
They're gone. So that it actually will be better for some of us that are actually qualified DJs. This has literally.
I think we're going to get a new wave of the guys coming in with their laptops. With this downturn, they can lock themselves into a bedroom and practice. Where us old guys, we're doing it because we love it, and it's going to be a different shape of DJs for sure. So
I guess it would be kind of a different type of DJ, because they're going to be doing, like Knox said, going to be doing events. So it's really about your status of how many people do you know that would pull an event. Like, okay, maybe 10 people of my friends show up at the nightclub, but what if I throw an event in my own house because I have a house or some property I can do it at, and then that's way cheaper anyways. Then you can charge out the booth.
Someone just we have like 20 people logged in as Hit Squad DJs because
every member of the Hit Squad has access to the Hit Squad page. So Hit Squad right now is Noisy. Before that, it was Rosie down in California. This is Noisy down in Arizona. And I can decipher on who's commenting because that's who I am. But I know, well, just for instance, like there's 3 of you in that room. There's 2 of us over here in the green screen studio still. So that eliminates us 5.
Right.
So come on, let's.
Okay, man.
Oh, technically, I have not logged in. So
By the way, you guys logging in through the Hit Squad, it'd be great if you logged into your page
and shared it to
and shared it.
That'd be cool.
Look at the old man getting technical over here. But yes, I mean,
it's the only time he'll do it.
I agree with Knock here. It's going to be the dudes, like you said, who thought they were shit, and then they're gone. It circles back. Us old guys who still have some type of skill set to rock the venue, to read the crowds, to pay attention to bar sales, to pay attention to the dance floor flow of traffic. These new kids don't understand all that. I think that's why we hold the venues we do, is because we can rotate the floors and bar sales and manipulate that through our music we play.
Right, but let's also take into factor that
and through your intimidating stature.
Yeah, nope. Yeah. I dare anybody to go up to me like, "Hey, I think you should play this song." "Hey, I think I'm going to bite your head off right now. It's going to be tasty."
Well, Nate, I'm sorry, Nate. I mean, I'm sorry you get picked on every venue you go to.
True.
Hey, I'm the little white guy up here. Come bug me. And then I come in.
Brother?
Yeah, exactly. And I come in and nobody fucks with me. So I don't know what it is.
Because you're a freaking huge man.
You're a big dude.
I don't put up with it.
AKA the Big Show. No one would put. You don't have to put up with it. No
You
one's
don't
gonna
have to.
You just give them that look. Give the old evil eye.
Let's wrap this up, guys. Let's wrap up the industry points here.
Well, I wanted to the comment I was trying to ask about. Noise mentioned that it's going to be a rubber band effect for next year with private events. Okay. So it's going to spring back bigger than. That's what he means by that, right?
Right.
Okay. I just wanted to
My question to
clarify
you
that.
guys is, do you think that let's face it, social media presence is so much more important now when it comes to the new blood, because you're only as good as a DJ as the crowd that you can keep regenerating night after night or week after week. So let's face it, we are all getting older. So how are we gonna be as relevant? No matter how good our skill is, we might just eventually turn into the old guy that plays at Pioneer Pub.
This is true. But there comes a point, though, just like we can go back to, let's say, Control, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, the dude still rocks it every time he plays out because we know as older guys what to play and when to play and not play the bangers from 9 to 10, because if we do that, we'll be doubling up on our tracks.
Right.
Okay, I know in myself, I know I can burn in 4 hours if I'm quick mixing, dude, 130, 140 tracks a night.
Easy.
You know what I'm saying? Some guys average 80 songs a night. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on that traffic flow, though. The hardest thing to do, as we all do, is to play to a room of 10 people or 20 people. That's the hardest thing to do. And to move half that crowd of 20 people to the dance floor or get them moving in their dance in their chair or nobbing their head or singing along, to me, my job is done. They're having a good time. They're buying drinks.
Yeah.
Dance floor is secondary to all of us veterans, okay?
Yeah.
These new kids coming in, that's all they care about is packing the dance floor. I'm going to play this banger and this banger and this banger. And then they're done. They're burned out.
I'm going to go into that real quick, Clint. If you have 10 people, you have 100 people, is it the worst when there's that second or other one that's doing the cutoff sign on you? Cut it!
I don't
cut
pay
it.
attention to them because I'm not there for them.
I'm just saying that one person sometimes can ruin my night. I'm like having a great day, and I'm like, no, dude, don't cut. No, I'm not cutting this song.
See, that's not my person. So that's your Achilles heel. Mine's the one that shoves their phone up in my face when I'm
I
trying
love
to.
that person.
That's my Achilles
No,
heel.
I
Like,
love
play
that one.
this, and then they don't just hold it there. They don't just like try to. They literally shove it in my face.
For me, I just go hold it for a second, and I move their phone away, and I'm excited because I have too many women in particular that go. I'll never forget this one. At the beach, lady comes up to me.
This
play
was
the
20
lightning
years ago,
song,
by the way.
Oh yeah, play the lightning song. Play the
wrote there
lightning
on our
song. I'm
dinosaur.
like, what's a fucking lightning song? The lightning song was Rihanna.
Oh,
and I was
Rain
like,
on Me with
No, it's where did you come here for? Yeah, the Rihanna.
No,
What'd you come here for?
You're on your own on this one, bud.
But again, but then if they had their phone, I love the fact that it says the artist, the name. Like I'm like, oh, that song. But some songs are like
So
play
you-
the.
So you're the reason that I pretty much want to kill half the people.
Yes.
So kind of
Thanks.
like when
Thanks, bud.
so kind of like when the girls come up and say, "Can you play Apple Bottom Jeans?"
Yes. I'm
We
like,
all
what?
know that's not the name of the song, but
No.
we shake our heads, yeah, sure, whatever. We all know it's, I mean,
Get low.
It's like when DJP said, "Well, who's the artist? Can't you see I'm playing vinyl up here?"
Oh yeah. Isn't that on his Halloween? His
Yeah,
Halloween. Yeah, dude, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
so anyway.
That's good. That is good.
I
stuff.
think Sugar had one of the best burns though. Someone said, "Can you play this?" And he took their phone and put it on the record player.
Yeah, that's happened to me. the guy, yeah, says to me, he goes, hey, you can play this song, right? Here, just get the cord, I'll plug it in. I go, doesn't play, and I put it on the turntable, just spinning his phone. No, sorry, your phone doesn't play.
Yeah, they don't.
Because as a customer, what do you say to that? Like, no, you're not getting it. Like, no, you're not getting it.
That's good. And Nate's done the same one that I've done too. We've actually called people out. We pulled the song out, and everyone's having fun. And that one guy, we gone,
yeah.
hey, everybody, this guy just said we need to stop this. This song sucks.
Yeah. The best that gets me is like they'll come up and request a song, and I'll bluntly say no to a request if it's not good,
And they run.
and they run, or they'll go. I'm gonna go tell the owner. It's like
me.
go tell the owner. It's like I know him personally. It's like, how do you think I'm here? It's like they don't think we know the owner or something.
It's like one day I just showed up and started playing, and they pay me now.
Yeah, it's great.
I always lie and I say, like, they'll ask and I say, sure, yeah, I'll play that. And then they'll keep dancing and then they'll walk away and do something, go to the bar or go outside, and then they'll come back. Hey, can you play my song now? Yeah, I played it while you were gone. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I just played it 2 minutes ago.
And hey, Steve, I've done the same thing to girls that have been like, we're going to leave. I'm like, well, I don't want you to leave. So, yeah, I'm not playing it.
Why would I play?
That's a good one. Yeah, like, but you're so hot, I don't want you to leave. So I'll play it at the end of the night.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
that table of girls right there, you're going to leave.
Like,
No,
right.
I'm not playing it.
So
Maybe in one more.
one more. So we actually got to wrap this up, guys. We're closing in on 3 hours of this. Holy shit, where did time go? So let's give us a shout out in the chat, guys. I don't know how many people are left with us across all the platforms. We got Twitch, YouTube, Mixcloud, and Facebook. Whew, that's a lot.
We had Facebook.
It's still there.
Until all your guys' potty mouths got us kicked
I
off.
know,
You have
right?
to say the
listen here, Mormon boy.
you
just
have to
shut
say
up.
the F word in a row, like for 30 minutes before they'll come.
Okay, so we just got our official clock in from Switch at 2.5 hours.
Oh, okay. So
Switch is keeping track of us. I appreciate that very much, Switch.
That's so Switch.
is that the like equivalent of like a compensation contest? Like my truck's bigger than your truck or something? Like since he's a streamer and we're a streamer.
Well, look,
if it was actually a competition, yeah.
if it was a competition, Switch would kick our ass in this
Yes,
whole streaming
Yeah,
game.
actually would.
Props to Switch for doing what he's done.
From
man.
like before any of us.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Big props to Switch. He's helped us in this studio. I've called him several times. I know Sewell's talked to him several times. But he's called us for help though too. So props to him. He's followed along our roads with some of our gear. If it wasn't for him, fuck, I wouldn't have a goddamn PC.
Oh, Switch, thank you so much for that. It's been a glorious days of coming up to the studio and just looking at that beautiful thing.
I know it's sexy. It's
And
all
then-
these.
It's actually pretty
and then
sexy.
hearing Clint every time like, we're at 6%. We're at 9%. God damn,
damn,
we're
the
at
CPU.
5%. I'm like, yeah, that's a PC for you, baby.
Yeah, look how clear the stream. It's beautiful. Anyway, what's next, Nate? What's next, Nate?
So the experiences we've had to go through, it's a perfect segue, is now that we're in it, we are streaming, we are live, and how has that experience been for you guys? Because you guys have been the most consistent besides Clint and myself
At
in the
Pioneer
Hit
Pub.
Squad studio and at Pioneer
Start with brother here. What your experience on the streaming?
Well, like I said, like I was saying earlier to Sewell, that I stopped 4 years ago. I did not touch a turntable. The last time I did was
it was a
at-
disaster.
Yeah, it was at the
Hanger.
no, it was at the
I thought it was Paula. My
nope,
house.
Nope,
party.
it was you when we wanted to do the original OGs of House, and I told
That's
you
what I
not.
meant.
and I
Oh,
told
that's
you not, and I
right.
told
Tonic,
you-
the Tonic Lounge.
Yes,
Tonic
and I told you
Lounge.
not
I
to
remember
title
that night,
way
yes.
because it comes off very,
yeah.
like very egotistical. And sure enough, they shunned us. They would not come back to that room, and that was it.
All right.
I lost it. So that was 4 years ago. But because of Clint and Sewell, my brother, just slowly nudging me, touch me again. I swear to God. No,
You like it?
but it's a safety. I mean, let's be honest. Like most people say that DJs are introverts, and our DJ booth is our safety net. It's our safety bubble. So streaming is even more so. Like I can see somebody comment, and I could read it, or I could choose not to. Either way, it's been such a sense of freedom and expression that I can kind of like when you really get to play 100% for yourself and with no restrictions, it is just amazing to me. And I think it's kind of, I mean, obviously, yes, I am going to be a chef, a professional chef, and I'm excited about that. But I think it's rekindled a little bit of passion and love for DJing again. It won't be my career anymore, but it definitely won't be something that I will stop doing. So there you go.
See, well, you do. I'll do my last.
Oh,
For you, experience doing
my
the streaming.
experience has been a lot of education. Hours on YouTube University. Thank you for. I'm glad I didn't have to get like a scholarship for it. I'm glad that was free, because I would have had to pay a lot. And like I said earlier, making jokes about the initials OBS, I did get infected with that, and I was able to learn that program, which is the streaming platform of the world. And I've gained that knowledge. We've picked up some equipment and learned things about cameras that I never thought I could. And now I'm actually considering trying to like pick up another camera and start maybe doing like real estate photography or like something else with it.
That's right. You were talking about drones.
Yeah, I've been looking at drones lately because I'd like to get a whole kit and specialize in something like that. I'm not really that interested in portraits and things, but I think that could be a really good hustle. So, I mean, I've gained some things from that. I think it's forced me to play because I'm not sure if I would have like broke out my stuff as often as I have been coming here and doing a set and forcing myself to practice and to do that. So it has helped me there. I think that it's a completely, it also has brought back, I believe, some of my my radio skills and those abilities to be able to interact with people without them being there. You know, like the mindset that I'm talking to one person and not a million people, and some of those things I learned going through college and in my communication abilities, and I've been able to practice those again, and it sparked some other ideas for different things I may try in the future. So it has been good to that, but it actually has been also just weird. Weird.
So I want to chime in here a little bit too because
Like,
Nate just touched on the radio days. I was in radio. Nate was in radio. So this is kind of like what Nate said. It's the same thing. We're talking to an audience we can't see. We have to communicate with them. We have a little bit easier ways to communicate with them now because of the chat room and stuff, which makes it easier, I would say. But the biggest thing when I tell people who come here for the first time, they're like, I don't know what to play. I don't know how to do this. I'm playing to nobody. It's like, dude, be you and play how you want to play. If people enjoy it, they're going to stick around. If not, they're going to just turn off or go somewhere else. So this gives them a platform to be you and be how you would play.
I also want to say in the chat room, Switch, thank you so much for what you said. I did not know that I influenced you at all, so that means a lot to me, man. So thank you.
And to see D get back in it with the passion that he has was a huge excitement for me to see too, because this dude was he was done, and it's like I twisted his arm and Sugar twisted his arm. Just come to the studio, you'll enjoy it. Come to the studio, you'll enjoy it. And I'm super glad that he did, because it has re-sparked him for what he does. Bringing back, you can be whoever you want to be on the stream and play whatever you want to play. He's done really well at it. He's a phenomenal DJ. He does kind of throw some temper tantrums like he did the other Friday. Come on. He's like, he broke another set of headphones because he didn't think it was sounding good, but his Friday set was phenomenal. And he's like, fuck this, I'm done. Threw his headphones on the floor, and we had to get, anyway. Props to D for coming back and enjoying him for what he does.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it a lot.
Okay, I'll wrap it up. Got a few more minutes.
Well, what is it for Cryptic? How does he feel about this?
Cryptic, are you out there?
Yeah.
The gods above.
that is the creepiest thing. Yeah.
Would you like to say something before I close out the show?
Yeah, so I was right there. Like I had a residency in Longview, Washington for a year, and as Detroit would know, I kind of bounced around in the Portland scene and filled for him
me
and
too.
Sugar and all those guys for quite a while when they were doing other events or other shows. And top 40 and club stuff burned me out quick. I got to a point where I couldn't do it. I was like, no, I'm done. And of course the club I was at got rid of me because I refused to play something that a
Becky's
girl
favorite
wanted. Hit. Yeah, and the girl went and told the manager, and sure enough, I'm like, and of course I was playing banging hits, 90s, mid-90s. I'm playing Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, and this girl comes up and like, what are you playing? Play something that we can dance to. And I'm like, what? And right then I was like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. Yeah. I got to start playing for myself, what I enjoy, what I think is good. And if people like it, then they'll follow me, they'll enjoy me, they'll come out and see me. If they don't, then, like I said, they can go elsewhere.
So
that's where I was,
streaming
too.
For streaming for DJ Cryptic is Cryptic. It's you. You get to be all about
exactly. I love it, man. If I could get paid, get paid more money for it, and maybe hopefully eventually that'll come along. But
and it can. Something, guys, all of us can get there. We just got to all, as a collective again, and other people out there, connect and share all of us together.
Well,
share to this person, share to that person, and more people tune in. And after a while, their friends and businesses will tune in and take care of this.
Well, Cryptic already has a job, though, because he's going to sort all the records on the court.
Yeah, I got a long.
He's gonna sort these records. He's gonna
hours and
clean
hours of
these
cleaning to do.
records. Yeah, dude. It's just.
I figured I'm just gonna attach my resume in this chat room because if I'm planning on making a future off the money that's came in so far,
number one seller over here.
I have done that, and I appreciate what has came in. But one of the
Clint,
points
while
of
we're doing
this
that,
is how
check the
profitable-
numbers for us.
I think I'm ahead.
You can. Oh, the sales.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on, yeah.
I wrap it up, and then you give us some
Well,
numbers.
somebody's trying to call into the show, but I got to give him the phone number. So we're gonna, if I can find the phone number to the
How's
studio.
Cryptic going to flatten out
So-
that Prince record? I
right.
told you,
You-
two
you-
pieces of glass, a
Yeah.
towel, and an iron. That's how you flatten out the records.
Low heat in an oven. I heard. I don't know. I've
wouldn't
never
trust
tried that.
I wouldn't trust an oven, but I definitely would trust an iron. It's more control.
So, for my experience right now during the streaming, it's been most of the time for my soul. It's been feeding it some glory at times. I've been like putting together spontaneous little moments of cookies and other food items.
That's my mixer out there, you dick.
and putting music and sharing again, like you guys talk about sharing your love for music. I just love life majority of the time, and outside of here, life fucking sucks. And so coming in the studio, I just lived this fairy tale for an hour set to be just silly or be like just human sometimes of like sadness. I've had some sad sets, haven't I? Some angry. I've had some really happy,
I don't know about the angry thing. Maybe because.
You weren't here for that night.
No.
The chat room blew up, and we had all these haters. Remember that, Clint?
Yes, I do remember that.
I played nothing but like.
Is this our first caller? Do we got a caller coming in?
we do have a caller coming
Oh,
caller number one.
Caller number one.
He probably paid someone to test it.
Actually, I did not, dude.
It's a bot.
Are you there?
It's a.
Jeffrey, what's up, buddy? Are you there?
We can't hear him. Oh, hey, we can't hear him.
We hear you.
What?
Yeah.
We got DJ Switch on the line.
What up, Switch?
What's up, boys?
How you doing, man? Where you
So
at?
this whole conversation, first of all, fuck every single one of y'all. I play on records multiple times a year. And I would wreck you guys on that Creative Records. Bring it on. Sugar, I see your face
You have
on
to
the
come out to
internet.
the
Your face
studio
don't lie.
first, bub.
Oh, Bird from Detroit.
Just saying.
Wow. I
Well-
can't.
All right.
So what kind of music are we talking though? What genre?
Give me that crate on the table.
Okay.
He's ready to take on the crate on the table.
Ooh, I like it.
Wow.
Let's go.
All right.
So
But that's not the reason why I'm calling tonight, guys. That's not the reason why I'm calling. The reason.
I thought he was offering. I thought he wanted to battle or something.
Wow, it sounds like we
ready
had a
to go.
McGregor fight going on here. McGregor's pulling it out.
All right. So what do you want to talk
What's
about?
up,
Jeff?
Switch?
Yeah, what's going on, Switch?
These guys don't want to battle me anyway. So the reason why I'm calling tonight is because as much as I love the conversation, there's something that's really bugging me about what you guys are talking about, and specifically it's about D quitting DJing and his comment about not knowing that what he meant to me. And it goes back to, I believe it was spring of 2012. There was a sports bar, maybe even 2011. There was a sports bar called Blitz downtown where we had a Thursday night spot.
Oh,
Sugar set up this Thursday night spot for us, and we were destroying this place on a Thursday. I mean, I shit you not. There were clubs on a Saturday night that were not as banging as this Thursday night sports bar thing that we had at Blitz on like 9th and Cooch, right?
it's right across from Splash or Candy.
Candy,
now.
yeah. It'd be the
Yep.
building across the street from Candy.
Yep.
Okay.
It's exactly right. So here's what happened. Back then,
Isn't
I
that
had
the
been- I
Henry's
had been
Tavern
in-
now?
It's something.
No, it's a noodle house.
It's a noodle house.
Oh, sorry, sorry, Switch.
Okay.
no, you're good. You're good. So back then, I had been in weddings for a little over a decade, but I'd only been in clubs and bars for about 2.5 years, maybe 3 years. And I was still making the transition.
Stop for 2 seconds. That was the Harmony Inn is where his debut was.
The
Okay.
Harmony Inn on
All right.
82nd?
Okay.
No
Keep
way.
going. Keep going. Back to Blitz.
I
and
don't want to talk about that place. I don't want to talk about that place.
Nobody wants to talk about that place.
my brother and I've got stories for that
No,
another day.
no, please.
I'm
go,
sorry,
continue,
Switch. Keep
Switch.
going.
So it's like 2011-ish, maybe 2012, and we got this place Blitz, and it's a sports bar. We're killing it on Thursday, and Sugar would bring in his brother, who had somewhat recently come back from, I think it was Merchant Marines.
Yeah, I was on tour for 30 days.
And and so you were back in town, and you would come play with us at Blitz. And I remember very specifically, in fact, I even still have the tracks that I played. I played a very short set on my laptop, on the turntables, and everybody had been drinking and whatnot. And you guys just like threw me on the turntables. So I jumped on my laptop, jumped on a few songs, and I managed to mix a couple of house tracks correctly for the first time. And I remember, Diesel, you specifically had like the best reaction in the world. I don't remember in the over a decade we've known each other, I don't think you've ever hugged me as hard as you hugged me in that moment.
Wow. See, that's.
And that right there is why it broke my heart to find out you were trying to quit DJing, and why I'm so happy that you're back, bro, because you belong behind a pair of turntables with the rest of us, and I never want to see you quit again.
Thanks, man. You know what? See, that's the cool thing. Is like, that's because why I love this group so much is because we're not about our egos, and so we don't. I could at least say for myself, I don't see how I influence other people. So when you say things like that, it's really I can't even come up with a word right now of just, it's very significant because I don't realize what I do. And I think a lot of us don't realize how we influence other people until they say something. And it's really heart touching. It's really, but in reality, will I ever do commercial DJing again? I don't know, probably not. But you should actually see me in the kitchen, and you'll realize I'm actually just DJing with ingredients.
Oh, yes, he is.
It's really the same thing. I traded in turntables for spoons and records for spices. I mean, it's really
Okay, I want to wrap something up real quick. And the fact that like Clint definitely got to see this. That I remember bringing my brother to Noise's house for the first time and bringing him in, and now we're all brothers, and bringing Sewell in for the first time and going, hey guys, I got this guy Nathan, come on over and meet Clint and Rosie and Epps and Kevin Lee at the time, and and I was happy to be brought in the first time. Absolutely. The guy's going to be unnamed because he's not worth talking about, but. Otherwise, I appreciate everyone else that took me in the first time I came into the Hit Squad. Clint, do you remember all those times?
I do remember those times. I remember building this, man, with Noise at Rosie, Epps, Kevin Lee, man. We can't leave Kevin Lee out of there, man, because he was a huge part of getting this off the ground. I mean, I wish him the best. It just didn't work out for us and him. He's always welcome here. He's always welcome part of us.
absolutely.
We don't see, that's another thing. A lot of people have come and gone from the Hit Squad. We don't hold grudges against them. We wish them the well. They're always welcomed. They're welcome to anything that we do. But yes, it has been a building process from day one, and I think Noise can confirm, but I think we're at year 8 or something with this crew now, and we're up to, I think, 19 members across the U.S. now.
Hey, Switch, you still in the room? You on the phone?
Yep.
Yeah, so Switch was there.
Switch, do you remember the first time on our drive going there? And like talking about this, meeting the guys, you're like, well, I'm going to go with you, man.
Switch was a really standoffish kind of guy at first. He didn't know how to approach us, I think. So
I just remember my first.
Well, I would argue I still am.
I was gonna say he kind of is, man. Unless you ask him a question, and then he'll spend an hour and a half answering that question.
True that. Good talk. So always with Switch, man. So Nathan,
very detailed.
Okay.
Yeah. So Nate was new to Portland. He stumbled across Sugar at Bar 15, I believe.
We'll tell that story another day.
Day. But
I was trying to get you earlier to talk to him.
Yeah. So we have a lot of these shows coming up. We have a lot of history with us. We have a lot of history in Portland. But anyway, Nate's first time to Noise's house. We used to hold the meetings. Well, they were weekly meetings, and we went to monthly meetings, and then everything is we've all kind of grew and moved apart. And Rosie down in California, Noisy moved back to Arizona. Man, where else is DJ Queasy down in Florida, in Pensacola, Florida.
Right.
We had JD in the house for a little bit. He's over in
Nashville.
He's in Nashville now.
Boise.
Oh,
Oh, Nashville. That's right.
JD's in Nashville now.
What's his name's in Boise, right?
Nobody's in Boise.
No, he left Boise.
Okay,
JD left
Nashville.
Boise
Got
to
it,
go to
thank you.
Nashville to try to do a DJ thing. That's another town that's struggling right now. Man, poor Nashville.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember, to get back to what Sugar was asking about, though, like, I remember the drive down, and the whole reason why he was bringing me down there was because somebody needed their turntables fixed. And that's something.
Yeah.
That would be Noise.
It was in the garage, Noise's
That would
garage.
be Noise.
No, it wasn't Noise. It was somebody else. But
Either way, I remember it was in
but-
Was it
garage.
Soto? Patrick
but Sugar
Soto?
brought me down
Soto.
because
He's the one turntable guy.
Sugar brought me down because there were some turntables that needed to be fixed. I had been fixing his turntables for a little while. I've been maintaining my own turntables for a little while. And, I'm totally cool. I'm fine with being everybody's nerd friend, man. Like that's a role that I'm comfortable with.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
You and I
But
both.
the cool part was coming down and then hanging out with everybody and, fixing those turntables. I was just sitting there basically elbows deep in these turntables with soldering iron and the screwdrivers and all that stuff. But the whole time I was working on it, everybody was just kind of hanging around and kicking it. And it made it really, really easy to get to know everybody and get comfortable with everybody. So then the next time it was like, hey, come down again. And I was like, all right, I'll come hang out again. Anytime you meet new people and it's something where like, it's not something that you were interested in to begin with. And so like somebody just sort of brings you along. It's like, well, I'm not sure about this. But like, I remember from the first night, I remember most of that first night meeting everybody. And, I say most of because if you've ever hung out with the Hit Squad crew, well, never mind. But I remember most of that night, and I remember the biggest thing I took away from that was getting along with everybody very, very quickly, and it was really easy. The next time Sugar said, "Come on back down," I'm going down again. It was really easy for me to say yes, and he swooped me up, and we took the ride down. And it was, I mean, from then on, like I just started hanging around more and more, and then eventually I was welcomed into the crew, and.
See,
I mean, regardless of whether I'm doing something on my own or not, I'm always here.
this is true. And that's one of the biggest things that Grandpa Noise, I call him Grandpa Noise. He is the oldest member, I believe.
Yes, he is.
That's one thing that we drove home initially when we started this with Rosie Epps. I'm going to back up a little bit here. I'm going to give a little history
Of the Hit Squad.
of the Hit Squad and how it formed. It started with Noise, Rosie, Kevin Lee, and Epps. The four started, okay? And then I was...
Founding Fathers.
Yes, the Founding Fathers. And then I was subbing gigs out to Noise and Kevin Lee, and then it was just kind of an automatic for me to join then with them too, because that was the whole purpose behind Hit Squad, was sharing venues and sharing gigs to get us out of the rut of playing our residencies. We would go different places, play different venues, get different faces, and it worked out for quite a while actually. And then we grew from there, and then we kicked some people out. We had Patrick Soto come and leave, and the list goes on. But that's how it originally started. And the biggest rule that Noise, back to what I was saying, egos.
Yeah.
None of us have egos. If you have an ego, check it at the door. We can all have our personal egos, but when we get together, we do a Hit Squad event, a gig, we're all equal. It doesn't matter your skill set. We're all equal. We have no egos. And I think that's what makes it work with us. And we all have our own individual niche that we all do differently. Jeff was the nerd, the geek, the repairman. I was a repairman. I did a lot
What
of...
do you mean was?
I know, I was going to say, what do you was? He's probably got a lightsaber in his belt loop right now.
But I'm just saying, we all played a critical part of...
I'm the fluffer.
Yes.
But you're also the only one that can play island music better than I can, and
that's
and reggae. Like that's your niche, dude. That's your wheelhouse.
I think that's why Hit Squad's still around today, and none of us have egos. We're all equals when we get together, and when we DJ, We don't say he's better than I am. We all do have I'm going to say it, a pecking order as far as skill set in the group, though. You know what I'm saying? We all know the skill set of each individual said DJ. So I don't know. I think it just works.
Yeah, we're definitely not Funk Shop.
So no, but let's go down the list of DJs because I know.
Whoa!
That was a cruel burn on Funk Shop. DJ Biggs is a
Whoa.
good dude.
My
he's
bro,
a good guy, man.
that's why
Biggs
he.
is a good dude.
Look, wait. By the way, just like Noise, when he left, he had to leave a jab in Portland. My brother's taking off now out of town, and he leaves a little shot.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
No, it's fun.
Noise, are you still in the room? Do you remember when you left your shot at somebody locally here?
I don't think Noisy's around still.
Okay.
But I mean, so we talked
Either way.
to a couple of them about the hits, the members. I mean, let's not forget about Jason Goley, Modesto, holding down the one stop.
Jason.
He is a proud member of the Hit Squad
Absolutely.
DJs. DJ Chelly out in New York, man. There's a lot of key players that guys don't know that we have as members that have helped us tremendously get to where we're at today within the industry.
Yeah. I mean, it would be.
And don't forget James too, man. We're still growing.
I know. That's what I was just getting there. And then Noisy going to Arizona, bringing up Cadillac James. He's the newest. Cadillac James is the newest member.
Okay.
And we have Woody. DJ Woody's was a prospect for Noise out of
Man,
Salem.
Woody
Woody is
And now-
actually here in the studio.
Now he's just like a superhero all-star.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Woody's an all-star.
Now I've become a fanboy of him.
He's never getting on the
exactly.
turntables again.
I'm
Never
like,
again.
when's he gonna go back on, man?
And then we have another new prospect down in Arizona that nobody knows about except for Noise and I.
Okay.
His name is DJ Echo. Echo's a phenomenal guy. He's a good dude. He's probably going to be the next member. I'll say it now.
Okay.
He's going to be the next member for the Arizona squad. So, yeah, it's just a lot of good dudes. It works. It really does work.
You know, I know this might sound a little cliche or cheesy, but it really would be cool if we did have a family reunion. Like maybe even down at AZ or something like that if we did one big family reunion. Just
Arizona,
just
January 14th to the 17th this year, replacement of NAMM. We're all crashing Noise's house.
Okay, there it is.
So,
Oh,
Jason
I can
Gold.
taste the tamales right
Jason
now.
Goley has already bought his tickets.
Wait, hold
So-
up.
Yes.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Can you
Jeff.
imagine the smell of that place?
Oh, I can smell the tamales.
I can smell
right
the tamales and tacos
Oh.
and everything else, man. I don't know what other smells you're
Oh,
smelling.
yeah.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
Tamales, tacos, and 14 dudes. Right on, man.
don't worry. There's a
Showers. Dude, you realize how big his house is?
there's
It's
a
like
golf
5
course.
bedrooms, 3 baths, golf
I've
course.
slept in 2 of the rooms.
Yeah, exactly,
I've slept in
see?
2 of the rooms.
So yeah,
I
open
napped on the
in
couch.
his squad members January 14th, Noisy's house, Arizona.
All right.
Oh, that's kind of. I don't know if I can make. I'll be honest with you. Opening up a new restaurant, I can probably tell you that I will not be able to take that time off when you become an owner and open up a new restaurant.
Okay. Well,
Anyway,
thank
let's
you,
carry on.
Lance, for the update. And
Yes,
no problem, guys.
Anyone else that's listening, hey, Switch, you heard that? That'd be great to go see your friend down in Lake Havasu nearby. Just saying.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's totally possible.
Okay.
All right,
Yes.
guys. Any more thoughts? We need to wrap this up, guys. We've been here 3 hours now. Switch, what is our official time?
2:57:05.
Oh, damn. Look at you, buddy. Thanks for the time, buddy. I appreciate it.
Guys.
Yes,
Guys,
yes.
There's
yes,
literally
yes,
a fucking timer. There's a timer on the Twitch screen. Like
We're not
I'm
even.
just looking
We're
to it
not.
just to the
We're
left.
not.
not
in-
looking.
We're not
Not
in
logged.
Twitch, dude.
No.
I'm in the restream.
It's not a magic trick, is what I'm saying. It literally says on the screen.
Okay.
Everybody on
I
Twitch
know.
knows how long
So-
you've been on because it says right there.
It does, but guess what, dude? Switch. I'm not. I'm looking at a different monitor. They're looking at a restream chat in there.
Yeah, we're looking at a
There's-
chat room
I'm-
between
there's no-
Facebook
yeah.
and Twitch. That's all we see.
This is
So
this
anyway,
is super compelling, fellas.
Gotcha.
Really compelling content here.
I appreciate the official time
Thanks,
switch. JV is still
asshole.
sticking around. I appreciate everybody sticking around. Let's not forget Thursday nights down at Arizona.
AZ.
They're doing a great job
And
on
then come
Thursday
back
nights.
for
Wild Friday nights, man.
Friday.
Wild Friday nights. And
We're starting at 7 o'clock this week, Friday night,
and-
7 o'clock.
And Clint,
7 o'clock. Okay.
Oh, we're not doing 5?
No, we're not going to do a 5 o'clock start time.
and
Traffic
once again,
didn't
Clint,
work.
who do we got for next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday. Oh, man.
What's the lineup
Oh,
again?
yeah. Tell them about this great lineup.
I was able to secure the same lineup we had for the same night I had to evacuate this place. So we got Trey Harding coming back.
From
We
the
have
far side.
Yes, and then we have Physicality coming back and DJ Linus. Linus. Anyway, it is Physicality's partner. They DJ a lot together, so it's going to be interesting to see how they play off each other. So it will be those three guys all night long. As everybody here is always welcome.
And the rest of us old guys.
Yeah, we'll be here. Anyway, Wild Friday, 7 o'clock. Arizona switched their time. They start at 6 and go to 9 now.
Okay.
All right.
So, yeah.
Is
Good
that
night, everybody.
good night?
See you.
Base.
Love you, fellas.
Later,
you.
Switch. Good calling in. Thanks, buddy.
See you next Tuesday.
OnlyFans, DJ Sugar. Check it out.